Our Roman consul, Terrible Beauty into third spot, then Man Ablaze, followed by Shannon and Cool Card. 200 metres to go. Williams pulls the whip on the favourite and he looks home. It's Always Grand skipping away from them. 3 lengths in front of our Roman consul, Terrible Beauty and Cool Card. But Always Grand is all set for an easy win. He drops his hands on him in the last 50 metres and he cruises to the post to win by 4 lengths. Our Roman consul second, tight third. Our Noble Clubs is in a...
Well, that's only a maiden event, the first at Eagle Farm yesterday, but there's 3 to follow from that, and they are the 3 place getters. Always Grand's got a great future. Our Roman consul won't be long breaking through. And mark down the name Noble Clubs and put it in capitals because he's a very, very promising 3-year-old. We're going to hear a lot about him next year. Second event, won by Solar Rain. She was inclined to get out towards the middle of the track in the straight. It took her a while to pick up the leader, Poetic Sound, but in the end it was a pretty decisive victory.
Who's back near last, 400 metres out. Poetic Sound, she shot through on the inside and she's kicked away from them, leads by a length. Zoomland's in second place. Now the favourite pulled to the outside. She's starting to wind up. She's coming after them and Valdetta's going with her, but they haven't caught this leader yet. It's Poetic Sound, the leader. Poetic Sound about a length in front of Solar Rain, who's trying hard on the outside. Poetic Sound in front. Solar Rain on the extreme outside, grabbing her close to the line. She's got her. And Solar Rain's got up to win. Solar Rain first. Valeron flashed home and may have got second just in front of Valdette and Poetic Sound.
Third event was the Max Auto Auction Novice, and this is a sweet ride by Shane Scriven on Mighty Grey. I know it's easy to look good when you're on a favourite who obviously had a little bit on his opposition, but Scriven rode this in a very professional manner. And Mighty Grey is going to step up in distance now. Trainer Roy Dawson is keen to try him over a middle distance, 1800 probably his next run, and then he's off to Sydney to race down there during January. And perhaps a long-range plan will be the Winter Carnival. Now, Mighty Grey is the grey horse running 4th over on the inside.
In second place, Noble Dior. Mighty Grey going for a run on the inside. Is starting to make up ground pretty quickly now. Mighty Grey's coming after this leader. Noble Dior loomed up on the outside at Northcliffe. He's poked his nose in front. Mighty Grey's going to be the danger, and now Savoy Truffle has pulled to the extreme outside, but away goes the Grey. With 100 metres to go, Mighty Grey sprinted away from Noble Dior, and he's far too good. He's racing on to win it by 2 lengths. Mighty Grey first, Noble Dior second, Savoy Truffle third, then Star Advocate and Orr.
Interest in the 2 Magic Million events to be staged at the Gold Coast early next month is really starting to hot up, and the Dolby-trained Regal Devotion almost certainly clinched a berth in the Fillies Magic Million when she scored her second Metropolitan success in the 4th event, the Lonigan Stakes. She was drawn in close. Dale Spriggs had her quickly on the move, was able to save plenty of ground at the home turn, starting close to the fence there. Now, she's just inclined to race a bit erratically there, Regal Devotion, but Spriggs keeps her mind on the job and she goes on to score well.
In front of Lord Ali Pack, Himalaya Vein running on strongly on the outside. Further back came Unique Graphic, but it's Regal Devotion nicely clear with 100 metres to go. He pulls the whip on her and she looks as though she's home. It's Regal Devotion in front of Himalaya Vein and Lord Ali Pack, and Regal Devotion's going to the line to score easily. Regal Devotion first, second Himalaya Vein, third Lord Ali Pack, then Brave Heritage and Unique.
The runner-up there, Himalaya Vein, battling on pretty strongly. That was the first run for a few weeks, and she may be an improver. We're going to take a break now. And sports meeting yesterday was the Recognition Stakes, and trainer Kay Tinsley had a few critics for sticking with apprentice Wayne Bryant on Melody Moss. It was a non-claiming event, and Bryant couldn't take his 2.5 kilo allowance, but he certainly rode Melody Moss superbly. I don't think anyone could have ridden a better, and with a well-timed burst in the straight to score, not by a big margin, but pretty convincingly.
And York snuck a cheeky look over his shoulder, had a look at Williams, releases the brakes on Stealthy Knight, and he goes about a half-length clear. Stealthy Knight in front of Bename, followed by Bold Endeavour. Now Melody Moss to the outside of Mona Star. 200 metres to go. Stealthy Knight is the leader. Melody Moss coming after Stealthy Knight. York's the first to get anxious. He pulls the whip. Melody Moss under the big weight on the outside, coming at Stealthy Knight. It's Melody Moss, Stealthy Knight and Stormy Show coming through in the middle. They hit it. Melody Moss. Melody Moss has beaten Stormy Show and Stealthy Knight third.
Well, no rest for Melody Moss. She was on the road at 6 o'clock this morning, heading to Sydney, and she'll fly out for Auckland tomorrow morning, where she hopes to tackle the Auckland Cup. Now, this is the slow-mo of the final stages. It's Stealthy Knight clear, and looking at this stage as though he could still hang on, but Melody Moss, now Bryant brings the whip into play, goes after Stealthy Knight, and slicing between them is Stormy Show, who came from well back and probably wasn't suited by the muddling pace. And Melody Moss just getting ahead in front of On the inside, Stealthy Night and Stormy Show coming between them, but it was a lovely ride by young Bryant. He was the one who was able to settle his mare midfield, while the others were chopping and changing. He was just cruising along there, waiting for that last crack at them. So the sixth event was the transition, and a farcical early pace left Cheers for Us in front, and that's where he remained. He was just able to sprint too well from about the 600 metres. Now he's on the inside. Miss Patch goes up to put pressure on him, and running third at this stage is Rusty Sand.
Dashed up on the outside, hit the lead. Miss Patch ahead in front of Cheers for Us, who's kicking again. Rusty Sand struggling in third place, then Bold Pixie, a Nona Girl, and further back came Clyte. 150 metres to go. Cheers for Us, he's kicked again on the inside, and he's got them. It's Cheers for Us kicking clear of Miss Patch and Rusty Sand, and Cheers for Us is driving clear in the run to the post. And Cheers for Us wins by 2 lengths. Tight second and third, Miss Patch or Rusty Sand, then Bold Pixie, Clyte.
Well, that's a finish which wouldn't have delighted Neil Williams, who's standing up Brian York a healthy start in the Jockeys Premiership. York successful there on Cheers for Us, and Neil Williams the runner-up on Miss Patch. The seventh event was the Flying Welter, and this is where the bookies started to come into their own. The 25-1 pop I'm a Roman, and Bryant again taking out the TAB Daily Double yesterday. I'm a Roman in a good finish, was just able to hang on. From the top weight, Bit of a Lark, who was really courageous in defeat. He had plenty of weight, and coming back from 1,600 metres in the Brisbane Handicap.
Last of all, into the straight, just short of 400 metres to go. Brugadino takes the lead from I'm a Roman. Thanking You coming after them on the outside. Goldorme's back about third last, and he's out in the middle of the track. I'm a Roman dashed up to them, hit the lead from Brugadino, 150 metres out. Persian World is steaming home on the outside, then Palomino Star, Bit of a Lark and Royal Samurai. Persian World coming after I'm a Roman. Bit of a Lark getting up on the inside. I'm a Roman's fighting on, they hit it. I'm a Roman by a nose. Bit of a Lark lunged at him right on the line, but I think he missed him. I'd say that I'm a Roman has just lasted to beat Bit of a Lark, Persian World or Palomino Star in a fatal.
Disappointment of the race was the heavily backed Gold or Me, a Williams mount. He was second last coming to the home turn and didn't improve his position at all in the straight. It was his third run back from a spell, and just when he was expected to shine, he ran what could only be termed as a shocker. We hope he can quickly get back to form. We'll show you the slow-mo now. There's some good runs in this race. Bit of a Lark we mentioned, under his big weight was a good effort. Now it's I'm a Roman in the green getting to the lead. Now one from the outside in the white blinkers is Persian World, and on his outside is Palomino Star. Both those runs were very good, and Reptus in dark colours making up plenty of ground late. I'm a Roman in front. Now watch Bit of a Lark, the last 50 metres or so, he really lunges at I'm a Roman, just fails. Persian World's run had probably ended just before the post, but his effort to finish third was good first up, and Palomino Star in a great finish, only about half length from the winner there in fourth place. So some good runs out of the Flying Welter yesterday. Final event, and the bookies cheering again with Pleasant Lad successful. To a man, the punters supported Mud Crab, Cheeky Harry and Savoy. All disappointing yesterday. The winner, Pleasant Lad, starting at 12-1. He runs on well.
Pittsburgh, the leader. He's a length and a half in front. Mud Crab has popped the big question on the outside. Then the Entity, and Pleasant Lad is running on strongly. They haven't caught this leader, Pittsburgh, yet. 200 metres to go. Pittsburgh in front. Pleasant Lad coming after him on the outside, and he's going like a winner. Pleasant Lad loomed up to Pittsburgh, takes the lead. Line up into third place, but Pleasant Lad is spearing away at the end to score easily. Pleasant Lad first. Pittsburgh second, third maybe line up just in front of Game Harry.
The bookies scooping the pearl in the final event yesterday. We'll take a break now in Sports Scene. Come back and have a look at the Rosehill action here in the next couple of weeks. So the interest in the Magic Million is really starting to build up, but Molokai Prince is still my tip for the Colts division anyway. I think the Phillies is wide open. We'll have a look now at Wolseley Road. Hey, I knew I'd muck that one up. Take out the opening event. Now he's one off the fence in the lime green colours.
Irish Impulse sticking on nicely on the inside, and a length the Need a Break getting up on the rails from What a Boy. Now it's Wolseley Road tackled in earnest by Irish Impulse as they come to the 200 metres. Cassidy goes for the whip now on Wolseley Road. Harris likewise on Irish Impulse, who's a half length away, but Wolseley Road, he's green, but he's doing better than Irish Impulse, and then comes Need a Break and What a Boy, but the first fave's home Wolseley Road. Wolseley Road 2 3/4 Irish Impulse.
Cruising was in all sorts of trouble getting a run. He's in third place in the yellow colours. Once he gets into the clear about 100 metres from the line, he really accelerates away.
Champagne Party going up quickly as headed Elder Time and tapped the tilt of the 220, and then Cruising getting no room on the inside from Chiquito and Gala. Now Jeffries has to go for Champagne Party. Gala racing home well, and now getting the runners cruising. It's going to be Cruising grabbing Champagne Party, and Cruising is coming away and to the line. Cruising from Champagne Party.
Newcomer Research taking out the third event in yellow colours just behind the leaders, and Quinton pulls her across the heels of the two leaders. Once she balances up, she goes to the post very generously.
Further back in the field is Adopt under the whip from Colouring. Research after So Joyful and Miss Pompeii as they pass the 200 metres. Racing greenly Research. Quinton gets stuck into her, gets her straightened up, and she's going to win this. Research kicks away from So Joyful. Adopt running home when it's all over, but Research, a newcomer by Imperial Prince, will get the money.
Fourth event, and Peter Cook and Prince Havilah successful here. Always handy to the leaders, and Breastplate just taking over now, or coming after the leader now. In second place, actually, Prince Havilah, and then holds out Redford.
At the moment, Prince Havilah after Bigamy, down to the 200. He's shifting ground a bit, Bigamy. Prince Havilah a half length away, and then Pico and Grillette running on with Redford on the outside. Bigamy, Prince Havilah, Grillette, Redford there, going to the line, locked together, and Prince Havilah on the inside.
Here's Scintilla and Ken Russell knocking out Sound Horizon in the fifth event. Scintilla in the green cap between the two leaders has trouble getting a run. Once he gets into the clear, he's too good for Sound Horizon.
And bottom line in front, here's Sound Horizon quickly going after him, and Scintilla gets the split. Sound Horizon the leader. Scintilla goes after Sound Horizon. Scintilla, Sound Horizon. Scintilla gets the upper hand. He's racing away. Scintilla has beaten Sound Horizon.
The sixth to Topaz, who's in the blue cap, and goes up to challenge the leader just as they straighten, and goes on to score a commanding victory.
Barandar last, LA Sauvage third, and then special finish on the outside from Rainbow High, and Macro Girl wedged away at the 200, and Tattoo Pays has taken the lead now. Second on the outside, special finish, and then Rainbow High, but Tattoo Pays from Hawkesbury. A much improved mare. She's coming away, Tattoo Pays.
Here come the Queenslanders. It's Alamander Boy clear. He has to hold off a late challenge from Atlantic Mission. The green colours and the breastplate 4 out.
Skipped away here by 2 on Rendu under the whip, then West and East, followed by Atlantic Mission and Classic Victory, but the Duff goes for the whip on Alamander Boy. It's a length and 3/4 on Atlantic Mission, starting to run home well now. Atlantic Mission after Alamander Boy. Alamander Boy still in front. Atlantic Mission won't quite get Alamander Boy.
Well, good performances by the winner and the runner-up Atlantic Mission. How many times has she been narrowly beaten in photo finishes? But no excuses for her yesterday. Alamander Boy just a fraction too good. We'll show you the slow-mo of the final part and watch the whip work by the Duff. Now he's in front. You can feel Atlantic Mission coming at Alamander Boy, and he's really getting serious with the whip. And it's Atlantic Mission and John Marshall equally as serious with the whip, and she's taking ground off Alamander Boy with every stride. And the post comes up just a couple of strides too soon. I think in perhaps another 10 or 12 metres, Alamander would have been in big bother. But just holding on to score narrowly there, but nevertheless a good performance. He made all the pace up front, and he's to return to Brisbane to start in the Thornhill Park Stakes, the first leg of the Doomben Triple Crown. That's going to be run on Saturday week, and it's shaping as a top event. Bruce McLaughlin from Thornhill Park, his company is sponsoring that event, and Bruce is desperate to win it. He's going to have Let Me Tell primed for a good first up display. Final event from Rosehill yesterday went to Biscay Prince, who was regarded as being a little bit suspect at the distance, but ran the 2,000 metres out pretty well. Phoenix Dragon was heavily backed to start the favourite at 2 to 1. I thought a little disappointing to finish a fading third.
Galley Gaskins can't get a crack at them. Biscay Prince running on, and Phoenix Dragon held up for a run, but now the gap comes between Torquil Stone and Raiding Party. Now Biscay Prince shot to the lead at the 200. Phoenix Dragon not running on well enough, and Biscay Prince kicked away now. Mellow Road goes into second place. Biscay Prince the leader. Mellow Road not finishing quickly enough. Then Phoenix Dragon, but it's Biscay Prince winning the last.
Never underestimate Jay Cassidy wrapping up a winning double there, scoring on Biscay Prince. Of course, he took out the opening event on Wolseley Road. We're going to take a break, come back to have a look at Sandown in Melbourne. Lump after such a successful carnival as they've just had down in Melbourne. Opening event and a couple of Magic Million disappointments here on the rise, but very tight at the finish, and Jeune Noir put up the white flag about 200 metres out. It was the 20 to 1 pop La Zeste running on very strongly to score, and I would think on these performances Jeune Noir and also On the Rise are now at big odds for the Magic Million.
Jeune Noir, a length into On the Rise under the whip, but coming home well. There's nearly 3 in line with 200 to go. On the Rise on the outside went to Silver Horizon, and Jeune Noir starting to struggle. Then a gap in the field to La Zeste. On the Rise has taken the lead with 100 to go. From a long way back, Special Recipe and La Zeste are getting home quickly. The leader walking now, and on the outside La Zeste getting to On the Rise, and Special Recipe and La Zeste goes home to win.
Second event went to Mardisi, who's under plenty of pressure at this point, but runs home strongly and gets there in the last hop from Fast Strike, who's the leader.
She's tackling on the outside, and then Cara's Magic and Mardisi still about 4 lengths from them. Fast Strike a length in front, though. Now Mardisi starting to stretch out. She's swamping this leader now. Mardisi moving up out after Fast Strike. Fast Strike just in front. Mardisi wearing it down. They come to the line. She might have in the straight.
Another stout finisher was Alternate, who took out the third event, scoring handsomely at the finish from Educate.
Starting to finish quickly down the outside, then Keepers. Further back, Valley of Kings struggling, followed by Approach the Bench. Mill Trooper in front. Alternate pegging it back and over on the inside. Educate. Alternate, the top weight, moved up and grabbed the lead. Productivity coming from a long way back, but Alternate took the lead now from Educate. Productivity will get up and get the place, but Alternate wins by 2 lengths. Second, Educate, a length and a half. Productivity.
Tremendous finish to the fourth event, a nose by a nose and a protest by third against first. It's Few Laughs, So Flyer and Cindy Legend battling it out.
Cindy Legend and Strawberry Ranch back behind them from So Flyer. Raw Ed's the leader with 150 to go. Light Show gets on terms. Cindy Legend joining in quickly, and So Flyer down the outside. Few Laughs gets a run. Few Laughs, Cindy Legend and So Flyer. 3 of them coming to the line. They hit it. Oh, might be So Flyer on the outside. Pulled out wide Arch.
Fifth event, and it's Arch of Victory from Big Band and Warned, who both ran on strongly, and another protest in this event.
Arch of Victory starting to come home well. Luther's Luck in behind them from Gorilla, and then came Warned. It's Indeed I Do getting to the front with 150 to go. Arch of Victory pegging it back quickly on the outside from Warned, and Big Band starting to fly home. Arch of Victory took the lead. Warned and Big Band are flying. Arch of Victory just in front near the line, and I think it's just one Arch of Victory.
Well, it was very close. You will probably notice there over the final 50 or 60 metres. In fact, there was a protest entered on behalf of the runner-up Big Band. We'll show you the slow-mo now. Arch of Victory gets to the lead and looks set for a comfortable victory, but he gets a bit weary at the finish, and Big Band and Warned, who's in the dark colours and the red cap, Big Band, the widest runner in the orange, start to really motor home and are going over the top of Arch of Victory, who shifts course towards the outside slightly, and the main sufferer appeared to be Warned in the middle, who was badly cramped for room, and the victory going to Arch of Victory narrowly from Big Band. Warned getting chopped out in those last probably 20 metres. I doubt if it really affected the result, and stewards did dismiss the protest on behalf of Big Band. Sixth event went to Classified Lady, starting at 11 to 2, a little easy in the betting, scoring from Lucky Witch and Fashionable.
Off the fence there with Nan Chris in the straight from Brandy Slipper. Further back, Savali. Evening Rise Drumlight pulled out wide. Classified Lady raced up at the 250 metre mark, hit the lead and raced away. Raced 3 lengths in front of Pearls the Singer. Fashionville and Lucky Witch, and further back, Urain, Nan Cress. Classified Lady went for home. She's 3 lengths in front. Fashionville, and now Lucky Witch is getting out and starting to fly home. The leader is Classified Lady. Lucky Witch trying to pick it back. Classified Lady hanging on though. Wins it a long head to Lucky Witch in the straight.
Seventh event to Shannon Belle, who came with a well-timed burst to sprint past the leaders about the 200 metres and go on to defeat Prince Gano.
Shannon Belle sprinting quickly, raced up and grabbed Prince Gano at the 200, and she's hit the lead now, Shannon Belle. Prince Gano starting to struggle. Pure Shake out after Shannon Belle, but Clark went for home and raced away. She's got 2 lengths to Prince Gano, Pure Shake, and from a mile back is Sir Galahad, but Shannon Belle's got the money. She's racing away, and in the run of the line, Shannon Belle by 3 lengths. Prince Gano is second.
Final event to the 10-1 pop Numia Lass, who's in the red cap, and defeats Countess Eve by just under a length.
Here's Emelinsky and Countess Eve starting to work into it from Hot Shoes. Numia Lass went to the front. Countess Eve, Emelinsky out after it. Walhalla Girl fighting back on the inside. The leader is Numia Lass with about 100 to go. Emelinsky coming out after it, followed over on the inside there by battling on Countess Eve, but Numia Lass is in front, and Numia Lass wins a half length to Countess Eve.
Well, that's our racing segment this morning. Reminding you that meetings this week, we have Eagle Farm on Wednesday, Lockyer Race Club at Gatton on Thursday, and a very interesting program next Saturday down at the Gold Coast. They've got an invitation riders meeting. I'm sure you'll be down there, Pat. We've got Ken Russell coming back. I think
Return of the local hero, Ken Russell.
Well, actually, it's a bit tricky for Ken. He was the king of the coast on the with the defeat of the very heavily backed pair, Mr. Mercury and So Easy to See. Both very disappointing. Turvey successful here. He's running on well and overhauls the leader, Perseus.
Knocked them all out by the looks of it. Highway News is coming through in the middle. It's Perseus in front of Turvey. Turvey wants to run in a little bit. Turvey coming after Perseus. Turvey grabbed the lead and he moves clear of Perseus the last little bit. Turvey beat Perseus. Third, Highway News.
Second event to the former Sydney sider, I Stepped Out. He was always travelling strongly in second place, well ridden by Dave Murphy, and he held off a determined effort by Corboy, who was coming through on his inside. It's I Stepped Out in front. Corboy, the horse, won off the fence.
Where's Elston? He's back midfield under pressure, but starting to make up ground. I Stepped Out, the leader, just in front of Felton and Corboy. I Stepped Out in front, hanging on. Corboy, Felton, Elston making ground on the outside. I Stepped Out just in front of Corboy as they hit the wire. I Stepped Out, the winner. I Stepped Out is won it by a long neck. Second, Corboy. Third was pretty close. Felton is hanging on there.
Although beaten out of a place, the favourite Alston didn't have a lot of luck, and I wouldn't dismiss him on that performance. The third event went to Follow the Light, who led throughout to give Brian York another win and clearly established himself as the premiership leader.
The Olsen lad starting to make ground. Leonoris Cheers for Us going for a run in the middle. And then Mendham lad on the outside. He can't win, the favourite. Follow the Light still the leader. Leonoris coming up to Follow the Light. York pulls the whip. Follow the Light just in front of Leonoris as they hit the line. And Follow the Light beat Leonoris. Cheers for Us third.
There's a boil over in the fourth for the 2-year-olds, with Cougal's Rocket flashing home from about 6th or 7th at the home turn. No doubt the favourite Flicks should have won and won easily.
Cherry Hills to the outside. Caplock is making ground. Flicks behind a wall of horses. She's got nowhere to go. She's trying to bullock away clear. She can't get a crack at them at all. Seacoin kicked again. Seacoin just in front. Prince Regent, and down the outside, Cougal's Rocket. Cougal's Rocket right over the top of them and beat them. Cougal's Rocket's first. Aces and Kings got a split late, burst through and got second. Prince Regent may have finished third.
Well, that was an eye-catching performance by Cougal's Rocket, a flying finish. We'll show you the slow-mo now, and you'll see that the favourite Flicks, who was sensationally back, 2's into even money. Now, at this stage, Flicks is right behind the leaders in the yellow colours with the red cap. And you can see Mike Pelling just had nowhere at all to go. He tried desperately to get a run on Flicks. In the meantime, down the outside comes Cougal's Rocket, rocketing home. And Flicks, you can see, even in the last 50 metres, is still checking off the heels of other runners. And certainly her performance stamps her as one to follow. Flicks, she's a magic million filly, and if she can qualify, she's certainly got a chance in the big race down at the Gold Coast on January 7. We're going to take a break now in Sports Scene. Most expected the flying Gold Coast filly Roses for Us, under only 46 kilos, to be just too nippy for her opposition. But top liner tracked her into the straight, got a measure just after they straightened, and Roses for Us surprised with the way she battled on strongly after being headed.
Third spot, then New England Butts. Top liner shot past Roses for Us. Bold and Grey third on the outside, and then Kathmandu, but top liner, she's moving away from Roses for Us, and they're under the post, and top liner's too good. Top liner beats Roses for Us. Kathmandu third.
Sixth event was the maiden handicap, and this is a very impressive performance by Surfer's Son. Well prepared for a first up run by Doug Begore. He's moving up in the red colours, the black cap, beautifully ridden by Shane Scriven, and watch his acceleration from this point.
Right down the outside, he raced up to them, raced past them, and if you're on him, get in the queue. He's killing them. It's Surfer's Son racing right away from Flight of Fame, Carabush and Palacar, making ground at the end. And Surfer's Son, he eases him down at the end, and he won it by 4 lengths. Surfer's Son first, second home Palacar, third in Carabush.
Gold Coast trainer Howard Wilson had been very disappointed with the performance of the favourite Mr Mercury in the opening event, but he had ample compensation in the 7th when Bold Pixie the Grey was successful here, narrowly from Gallery Man.
Big run. Gallery Man joining in on the outside. He's hit the front now from Bay Hunter, then Imperial Coup, Bold Pixie and Icy Nip. Gallery Man's just in front. Bold Pixie getting up on the inside of him. On the outside, Icy Nip. Gallery Man just in front. Bold Pixie lunged. Oh, it's close. Very tight between Bold Pixie and Gallery Man. It could go either way. She lunged right on the line, Bold Pixie.
The underrated Wolverton Manor made it 2 on the trot when he gave young apprentice David Kelly a success in the final event. Kelly handled this stayer very, very competently, and I think he's a youngster with plenty of potential. He's moving up to tackle the favourite, Stealthy Night.
Stealthy Night the inside, Wolverton Manor the outside. York going full bore now on Stealthy Night. Wolverton Manor's got his head in front of Stealthy Night. Best Silver and Shady Manor making ground on the outside. Wolverton Manor edging away from Stealthy Night, and Wolverton Manor wins it by a length. Wolverton Manor first, Stealthy Night second, Shady Manor third.
Well, 2 defeats at short odds for Stealthy Night in the space of a week, but again he had no luck, and perhaps we should give him just one more try. We'll take a break now in Sports Scene and return to have a look at Jay Cassidy in action in Sydney. I reckon he'll be first one through on the phone to win the shirt as well.
Hard to beat, isn't he?
Yeah. Well, he did win the opening event at Rosehill yesterday. Went to Ron Quinton on research, who had scored only a week earlier. This is a very promising youngster, but after that it was nearly all Cassidy. He won 6 out of the final 7 events. As we mentioned earlier, he was subsequently suspended. Researched heavily back, 9-2 into 11-4, and scores impressively.
Stellaris, who can't get out, followed by Hit Diary and Romantic Thoughts, and then comes Research on the outside from Our Pleasure and Fleet Model getting up on the inner. But Swanee shot away at the 200. About 2 lengths on Research, going after it quickly now. Swanee in front, but Research is coming home very, very fast, looking to be doing better. And Research quickly collars Swanee, and Research, the best backed in the race, comes away and has defeated Swanee.
The second was the first for Cassidy for the days on Potter McQueen. The horse in the blue and pink colours just gets there, but Potter McQueen really knows where the finishing line is.
And Sudden Flash and Country Club stride for stride to Potter McQueen and Stimulus. Now it's Country Club ahead, Sudden Flash, and a length to Stimulus, keeping Potter McQueen tightened up a shade. Country Club still in front, Potter McQueen and Sudden Flash coming at Country Club, and it's going to be Potter McQueen. And then
third event again to Cassidy on Terrace Gold. Another smart youngster from the Smith stable. Has to shake up the youngster here, the horse with the red cap, but he really strolls away from this point.
Fiery Reason would need to get a spurt on, and Terrace Gold kicked away inside the 200 metres. Terrace Gold 2.5 clear and raised the tempo. Rassington and Gracing forget Fiery Reason, but this newcomer Terrace Gold and Jimmy Cassidy aboard will win easily. And Gracing will get up for second, but Terrace Gold trots in. Well,
patient ride by Cassidy gave Carver's Jute success in the fourth. Is the horse with the black and white colours and the red cap coming steaming down the middle.
Now Best Report's got his head in front of Well Zephyr coming to the 200 metres. Here's Carver's Jute coming home very well, and Jimmy Cassidy surges Carver's Jute to the lead from Best Report, and then Jump and Roscoe forget Well Zephyr, short black the inner, but this is a treble coming up for Cassidy. Carver's Jute comes right away, and Carver's Jute has won from Best Report and Faith in Me. And
the Christmas Cup was a cakewalk for Mountebank. He took over about the 800 metres and was untroubled to defeat Stack the Deck.
But at the 250 metres, and Mountebank hands and heels by Cassidy, just a taste, a length and a half second, and then Stack the Deck on the outside, who's running a good race. Mountebank, he goes for him now. Stack the Deck on the outside, trying hard to pick up Mountebank, but Mountebank, when Cassidy got stuck into him, responds and he comes away, and Mountebank wins at about 2 lengths on the line.
Darren Beedman snuck in for a win here in the 6th. He rode Hasty Miss, who's in purple colours, gets a split about the 200 metres and then careers away.
Quickly, and so's Bagorna Princess and Hasty Miss, and Reuters News battle on. Forget Regal Edward, Fair Verdict's gone to the lead, grabbed by Hasty Miss in the twinkling of an eye, and Hasty Miss raced away. Bagorna Princess and Fair Verdict second and third from Reuters News, but this is a breeze for Hasty Miss. Hasty Miss coasts to the post and wins it by about 4.5 lengths.
Bigamy led throughout in the 7th, only a half head in it at the finish from True Reason, and then had to withstand a protest by the runner-up.
Cassidy about to flick the whip at Bigamy. Card Shark second, True Reason the inside, and then Seashwell, but Bigamy down by the 200 metres, a length and 3/4 on True Reason and Card Shark. True Reason out after Bigamy now. At the 100, Bigamy still shows the way from True Reason. He's coming quickly. True Reason, will he make it? No, he won't. It's 5 for Cassidy, I believe.
Make that 6 because he's very desperate to score on Hot Zephyr in the last. Watch over near the inside. He puts a rival runner in a very tricky position.
Here's Bay of Plenty going after Steve's return. Red Sail sticking on and looking for the gap is Hot Zephyr. Now Hot Zephyr gets the split. Cassidy has taken Hot Zephyr to the lead. He's looking for 6. Hot Zephyr in front from Red Sails and Sir Valentino flying. Hot Zephyr in front. Yes, Cassidy's made it 6 wins for the day. Hot Zephyr has beaten the flying Nullarbor Prince.
Magnificent riding performance by Jim Cassidy. 6 out of 8. That's a great performance in anyone's language. And you've got a winner there too, Pat.
Yeah, well, Cassidy probably wouldn't mind the short break, would he?
No, I think he'd like a bit of turkey over Christmas.
Yes, our winner of the Lecoq Sportif shirt is Alan Bowen from Dutton Park. So
you hurdle, we had a little bit of a technical problem there. The highlight of the day was the performance of Glowing Tribute in the 3rd. He's a Magic Million colt. He was a $375,000 buy as a yearling at the Magic Million sales earlier this year, and looks like he's going to repay a lot of that money, if not the lot. He was very impressive scoring yesterday. He's a Danzatore colt trained by Colin Hayes. The second event was won by Open to Offers, who was always well clear on the flat side, and he canters home from Stay Afloat.
Further back down the outside, Clara Valley make my week. I don't think they're up with them. Open to Offers in front, 300 to go. He's well clear. He's gone for the whip on Stay Afloat, and is doing nothing from Fiery Fantasy and I'm an Orphan running on. But Open to Offers well clear. It's got it well won, 3 or 4 lengths in front. And, well, it might be a straight specialist. It's going to win pulling up by 4 lengths, Open to Offers. Stay Afloat second, about 5 lengths away third, Blazing Curve.
Fourth went to Doug's Hope, who was just behind the leaders in about 5th or 6th place at the turn. He runs on nicely, stretches out particularly well over the final 100 metres once he does get clear.
With about 300 to go now, here's Glowing Tribute. It's the one. The Colin Hayes by out of Pure of Heart has raced up to a centre man. Inca's starting to come home well now, but Glowing Tribute in front, drawing away, and Glowing Tribute is going to win it well. A centre man, second, third, Inca. Good Gap, Royal Appeal, followed further back then by Arthur's Theme.
Well, I did jump the gun a bit there. That was Glowing Tribute scoring well. Here's Doug's Hope. He's going to make it again this time. He's getting to the lead about the 100-metre mark, and he stretches out very strongly. Horse in the red blinkers.
300. Doug's Hope's out after them quickly, but running greenly, and Peer of the Realm and Be Reasonable running on. It's Doug's Hope if it goes straight. Dashing Kiwis in front. Won't go straight. Doug's Hope from Be Reasonable. Now Doug's Hope does go straight. Hits the front and shoots away to win. Doug's Hope a neck to Dashing Kiwi.
Fifth event went to Stable Gossip. Now, this stage, Mouton is well clear. Stable Gossip getting into second place and lands some big bets when he collars the leader.
It's still Mouton. Stable Gossip pegging him back now, though, is coming at it very quickly with 200 to go. Mouton a length in front. Stable Gossip ranged alongside, has taken the lead. Luther's Luck's running on well, but a long way back in third placing. And Stable Gossip's going on to win it well. Scores by 2.5 lengths at the finish. Second is Mouton.
The Australasia handicap, 2,500 metres, provided a great finish. 4 across the track in the last 100 metres. It's the old stager, Pekamagess. The horse coming through in the centre, the white face with the dark blinkers. He just gets his head out to defeat Mandator.
Getting to the lead at the 300 now from on the inside, Holsam. Here's Pekamagess and Mandator putting in runs out wide. It's Damsel, Holsam, Mandator, Pekamagess. 4 in line as they get down near the post. It's anybody's race. They hit it. Pekamagess has won it. Pekamagess, I reckon.
The seventh event, over 2,000 metres, went to Gold Deck. The horse coming down the centre of the track with the blue cap, and he's just a shade too good for Lord Vegas, who kicks back strongly.
Go out after Lord Vegas and take the lead. It's Gold Deck out wide in front of the 200 with fighting back Lord Vegas on the rails and then keepers. Gold Deck's hanging off the track. He's just the leader from Lord Vegas with 100 to go. Lord Vegas fighting back. Gold Deck just in front. He's won. Gold Deck about a half neck to Lord Vegas. A straight Mondo.
The final event to the Michael Clark-Colin Hayes combination, and they scored with Courtside, who sprints up to the leaders inside the 200 metres. Had a bit of a battle to get past Mondoet. It was a real head-bobbing finish.
Mondoet in front. Here's Courtside getting clear. It's coming out after the leaders and going like a winner. Mondoet in front. Courtside is tackling it on the outside, has raced to the lead with 100 to go. Above Deck out wide, flying home. But it's Courtside just in front of Mondoet, who's fighting back. Courtside, Mondoet. Very close to a dead heat. Courtside, Mondoet.
It was Michael Clark just getting Courtside home there narrowly in the final event. That was the action from Flemington yesterday. And that's our racing segment this morning. We've got meetings this week. A big card at Eagle Farm on Tuesday. A bit tricky for the punters there, and they're a little bit sick and sore after yesterday's Doomben meeting, but I'm sure some will back up. Wednesday at Bundamba, a very good fixture up there. Big nominations. And next Saturday is Doomben, and it's the Thornhill Park Sprint, a feature event over 1,200 metres, carrying a stake of $25,000. That's going to be a good race. Take a Roses for Us, who's leading comfortably at this stage.
Alison Michelle coming after her on the outside. He's gone for the whip now on Alison Michelle. She's only about a half length behind Roses for Us. Williams starting to get a little bit anxious on the favourite. He's forced to give her a couple of cuts with the whip. She puts her mind on the job again, and she raced away from Alison Michelle. They're well clear of Autumn Smoke and Boston Princess, but it's an easy run to the post in the last 100 metres for Roses for Us, and she was able to go away and score by 2 lengths. Roses for Us first, Alison Michelle second, Autumn Smoke probably third, then...
First 1,200 metre victory for Roses for Us, and I think it justified trainer Noel Doyle's faith in the filly. Second event went to another Magic Millions contender, this time a colt, Galahad, his second win on the trot. He scored impressively. Jamie Bayliss sends him off the leader now and just keeps him going hands and heels.
Who's sticking on well, and then Petterley and McGinty's Crown. Galahad in front with 100 metres to go. He's content to ride him hands and heels. He's just in front of Noble Adventure, and Galahad, the horse with the funny name, he's racing away from them at the end. He's a pretty smart colt. Galahad first, second Noble Adventure, third in then was Rocky again.
Well, he is smart, Galahad, but one to follow from that event, the third place getter, Rocky again. He was involved in an early scrimmage with the favourite McGinty's Crown, forced back near last, and he made up plenty of territory in the last 200 metres. Neil Williams has first refusal of the Magic Millions colts ride on Rocky again, and at this stage he's leaning to this colt as his ride. The disappointment, of course, McGinty's Crown. He has to pass a steward's test now, and twice from 3 starts he's been very wayward, and he's getting a bit costly for the punters. The next event went to Cool Report, and this is one that had the punters smiling, scoring at 10 to 9 on, And the effort of the runner-up, Go Gala, very courageous. He came off a wide barrier.
Cool Report is throwing down the gauntlet to him on the outside. Cool Report looming up on the outside of Go Gala, who's fighting on. It's Cool Report the outside, Go Gala the inside. They're locked together. Cool Report a neck in front of Go Gala. Williams is riding him pretty confidently. I think there's plenty of gas in the tank, and he won it by a long neck. Cool Report first, Go Gala second, but Williams was kidding to them in the last little bit.
Well, Neil didn't have to bring the whip into play on Cool Report, but he sure did on the next on Sea Cabin. 200 metres out, the filly was still a couple of lengths off the leaders, but she really motored home from that point in a most impressive Magic Millions trial.
Rails, Call a Million to the outside, then Sea Cabin. The Bard back behind a wall of horses, 250 metres to go. Lord Ali Pack kicked. It's Lord Ali Pack about a length and a half in front of Debra Gray. Call a Million, and here comes Sea Cabin. Sea Cabin is flying on the outside. She's swamping them. There's Williams again. Sea Cabin raced away, and Sea Cabin goes on to score easily. Tight second and third. Debra Gray or Lord Ali Pack, then Rompet, a good run.
We've got the slow-mo of the final stages of that event, and you'll notice that Sea Cabin really stretches out generously from the 200-metre mark. Now, it's Lord Alipac clear. Perhaps the fact that he was fading just overemphasised Sea Cabin's finishing burst, but nevertheless she did get to the post very strongly and suggests that she'll handle 1,200 metres no trouble at all. Now, she gets the better of Lord Alipac, and she really drives away from this point. She only picked him up at the 100-metre mark and yet scored by almost 3 lengths, with Williams actually dropping his hands in the last 20 or 30 metres. That was a most impressive performance. We're going to take a break now, and Sport Day was the main event, the 1,200 metres Thornhill Park Stakes, and while we mentioned earlier Neil Williams took the riding honours with a winning treble, I think Ray McGrath won the admiration of everyone with his comeback here to score on Mirabin. It was his first city winner. Ray's been back riding about 4 months. He had a horror fall back in March, and at one stage it appeared he wouldn't ride again. He had massive head injuries, but with determination and courage he's fought his way back to the racetrack, and I think he's going to get many more city opportunities now. Mirabin, good training performance by Roy Dawson first up. The time sensational, 1:08.5. He's clear at this stage, and watch him boot away.
Mirabin kicked away from them, 2 lengths in front of Dancing Report. Let Me Tell pulled to the outside, then Insatiate, Thanking You and I'm a Roman. They've got to catch Mirabin. Mirabin's in front with 200 metres to go. Dancing Report struggling, then Let Me Tell and Thanking You, but Mirabin has run them right off their legs. He's going to win it by 6 lengths and push right out with a whip. He bolted in. Mirabin first, Thanking You got second. Third, Dancing Report.
No wonder the margin was 7 lengths with the time like that, 1:08.5, a new track record, but a good effort by the runner-up, Thanking You. He's certainly going to be better suited by a little bit more ground. Jamie Bayliss wrapped up the second leg of his winning double when he scored on Terrible Beauty, who's on the outside of the leader at this stage in the red colours, green cap. She just holds off Cool Card.
Baghdad boy who's fighting on, our Roman consul, and Cool Card on the outside, and McGurran starting to make ground. Terrible Beauty the leader. Cool Card trying hard to reach Terrible Beauty. She's in front, she's hanging on. Terrible Beauty in front of Cool Card. He's making his bid right on the line. Cool Card, no, he can't get there. Terrible Beauty by a nose. Terrible Beauty has just beaten Cool Card. McGurran may have got third in front of Guest.
The 7th event was the Brian York Novice, named after our premiership leading jockey at the moment. Well, Brian wasn't quite able to get there. He flashed home on Fun Gold, but the leader, Apropos, had just too big a break, scoring by only a short head.
Noble Dior under a bit of pressure on the outside, then Ruling Wind. Core Boy coming to the outside. He's running on fairly well, and then Fun Gold. Apropos still the leader, 100 metres to go. He's a couple clear of Core Boy, Fun Gold and Ruling Wind. Apropos in front close to the line. Fun Gold is rattling home now. Apropos, Fun Gold. They hit it Apropos by a nose over Fun Gold. Apropos has just beaten Fun Gold. Core Boy third.
Well, 4 wins on the trot's a very difficult achievement at any time, but 4 in the city's a good performance, and Mighty Grey chalked up that many wins on the trot when he took out the final event. Beautifully ridden again by Shane Scriven. I really like the way this horse works to the line.
Mighty Grey back behind a wall of horses. He's bringing him to the outside. Cheers for Us dashed up in the middle. My Foz start going with Cheers for Us. Mighty Grey into the clear now if he's good enough, and then Swiftport, 100 metres to go. Cheers for Us in front, but here comes the Grey. He's got them. Savoy Truffles flying on the inside. Mighty Grey sprinted to the lead, kicked away, and he's won it. Savoy Truffles second. Third in, Cheers for Us.
Mighty Grey landing some good bets for punters in the final event, going to the post a 6-4 favourite and scoring very impressively. Now, the 8 events from Doomben yesterday. We're going to take a break now in Sports Scene, come back and have a look at the Randwick action, and there was plenty of it. juvenile events. The opening event on So Joyful, who scored quite well. It wasn't a big winning margin, but I think she had plenty up her sleeve, and he was successful later in the day on Saliensky, who's another Magic Million hopeful. There seems to be Magic Million hopefuls everywhere at the moment. This is So Joyful taking out the opening event, moving up in the black cap and the blue and orange colours.
Dash to the lead over the rise, and she kicks away the favourite more than a length on Newton Moss and La Pazette, and to Miss Pompeii and Himalaya Vein heads the others from Gestures, but So Joyful at the 120, to Newton Moss, Himalaya Vein dashing down the outside, but all in vain, and it's So Joyful. Good effort this filly after blowing the start, and So Joyful a length and 3/4 Newton Moss.
Not a bad effort by the Queenslander Himalaya Vein for third in the opening event. The second went to Tap the Till. Gavin Duffy tapped the till in front, and the Duff goes for home from here.
Miss Battle on well, followed by Whispering Spur and then Turf Terror, and Miss Keating's next from High Spy, but at the 200 Tap the Till as the Duff goes for it. Tap the Till, she kicks away about 2 lengths now on My Market Love. Trilogy Miss won't run on, and this is an intelligent ride by Duffy. Tap the Till is streaking away from My Market Love. Trilogy Miss will hang on now. High Spy lunged on the line. Third on the inside.
The third event went to Saliensky, who's in front at this stage. The favourite was Molokai Prince, who moves up to put pressure on the leader, but fades from this point.
Up Saliensky on the outside, Molokai Prince, and between them Marinsky, and two to Cole Victory at the 200 metres, and Saliensky in front, 3/4 to a length now on Molokai Prince, and then Marinsky. Saliensky's racing greenly, but he's got them beaten. Marinsky second, Molokai Prince third, and then Cole Victory. Cole Victory will get up on.
Well, we want to show you the slow-mo of an incident in the straight. Saliensky racing very erratically. You'll notice that Mick Dittman has the whip in the left hand. He's still inclined to shift ground. Now, in the middle there, in the sandwich position, is Marinsky, the runner-up, who protests against the winner, Saliensky. But you can see that in the final part, Saliensky was much, much too good. Now, Molokai Prince is the horse in those white and orange colours. He gets pretty tired the last 100, and he's cut out of third by Cold Victory. I thought a little bit disappointing, Molokai Prince. He may improve. It was his first start since the Breeders' Plate, but he would need to improve pretty rapidly to hold his place as favourite for the Magic Million, which is only a few weeks away now. The fourth event went to Jabba Hutt. Unfortunately, Larry Olsen was not able to take the mount here. It was ridden by Ron Quinton. Now, Jabba Hutt is the horse in Kenzai's Melbourne Cup colours, the green and red, and he's starting to run home very strongly.
Starting to run home well, and Jabba Hutt is likewise. Lara Prince and King's Effort struggling. Then Hasty Miss, Redford and the Duff have gone to the lead. Jabba Hutt's coming at Redford quickly now. He might be the better stayer. Yes, he is. Jabba Hutt overhauls Redford, draws away from him, then Hasty Miss, and Jabba Hutt wins at a half length on the line. Jabba Hutt's beaten Redford, followed closely.
Then came a very sensational Villiers Stakes. Now, the horse to keep an eye on is Billy Asset. Now, down he goes. He clipped the heels of the leader, Atlantic Mission. And he's on the outside of the leader is Western Ace, and you can see Rendu almost falls. We'll get back and show you a slow-mo of that incident again shortly. The winner, Card Shark, came from near last.
And they come to the 200. Western Ace put his head in front. Here's Rajamar. Rajamar runs on. Atlantic Mission weakening from Shintilla Smoke and Shinakima. Rajamar is the leader from Western Ace, and here's Card Shark flying up on the inside. Look at Card Shark, and Card Shark wins the Villiers from tailed off last.
Well, how many boilovers do we get in 1,600 metres events at Randwick? The pressure's on all the way, and again, Card Shark coming from last. Now, we're going to show you this fall now. Billy Asset is right behind the leader, Atlantic Mission. Western Ace in the green colours, and keep an eye on Rendu behind Billy Asset. Now, it appeared Billy Asset was going so easily, he was going to be right in the finish here. Down he goes. His rider, Troy Phillips, is catapulted, fortunately, over towards the inside. Now, look at Rendu. Steve Schofield's got nowhere to go. Somehow or other, Rendu stays on his feet, and you'll notice Steve Schofield just has a little glance behind. He cannot believe that he's still aboard. You can see he's almost over the top of Rendu. Phillips thrown infield. Billy Asset somehow or other escaped injury, and Phillips only a broken collarbone. But watch the glance that Steve Schofield has when he just looks back and says, boy, I'm still here. I can't believe it. And Rendu put right out of the race, and he's another who appeared to be going well enough to be in the finish. He's been an unlucky horse, Rendu. You'll notice Schofield right now has another look, just to make sure that he's still up on his feet. Rendu in the Elders handicap at Eagle Farm in June was put in a similar position, so he's been a pretty unlucky horse in big races. Troy Phillips, very, very lucky boy to escape with only a broken collarbone. He was in a very, treacherous position when he came down there third, just behind the leader Atlantic Mission. Sixth event went to So Tip, ridden by Darren Beedman, who'd taken out the previous event on Card Shark in the Villiers. He had a very good day yesterday, Beedman.
Homeward bound at the 350, and Rainbow High, Rocket Lad and Mighty Justice going for the lead. Rock All joining in. China Garden can't get a crack at them, and then Sound of Bells on the outside, putting his mind on the job. Little Rainbow High in front, but here's Sound of Bells emerging with So Tip. By golly, So Tip gets the split, goes after Rainbow High, and So Tip finishing powerfully. It'll get the money, and So Tip has beaten Rainbow High from well.
Rainbow High losing second place, relegated to fourth after protests there. The seventh event went to Blue Rika, well handled by John Marshall.
Regal Native asked for the big effort now, and he's coming home solidly, and going with him is Blue Rika. Blue Rika ahead in front from Regal Native by the 200 metres. A length the Rama King, and then at the head of the other Silver Champagne, but it's Blue Rika and Johnny Marshall in front. A length Regal Native and then Rama King, but they're not going to get to Blue Rika, and Blue Rika goes on to beat Rama King second, Regal Native third.
Final event over 2,400 metres, and Anata and Darren Beedman, who wrapped up a treble here, too strong for the Queenslander Pleasant Lad, who was held up at a crucial stage, but he had his chance in the straight.
Zama, 220 to go, the leader. Here comes Anota. Beedman on Anota. He's had a big day, and Anota raced up to Zama to head it off. Anota, a drifter in the market, is coming away. Pleasant Lad seeing a bit of daylight, and Zama battle out miners, but Anota completes a big day for Darren Beedman. Anota by nearly 2 lengths to Pleasant Lad. Third home was Zama.
Sure was a big day for Darren Beedman, taking out a treble, and the big one, the Villiers Stakes. We're going to take a break now in Sports Scene, come back and have a look at the Moonee Valley meeting. Look, he's prepared to take a few risks with Al Shandiga in the opening event. They paid the penalty. Al Shandiga bolted in, quickly on the move, led comfortably and sprinted right away in the straight.
And it's drawn away with a 3 lengths break in the straight from on the rise. Oh, class is going to tell. It's going to walk in El Shandiga. Goes on to score by about 5 lengths. Close for the miners. Marathon Star got up for second in front of On the Rise. On the turn now.
Beautiful ride by Darren Gauci to score on Our Draw in the second. He's poised behind the leaders. He gets a split 3 out, and from this point, Our Draw goes to the post strongly.
Our Draw trying to get through from Countess Eve. Our Draw's got through, taken the lead from Coup Theatre, and Our Draw's won it. Good ride. Our Draw first, Coup Theatre second, Countess Eve third. And
big race morning tip, Zedative took out the third, starting at 3-1, scoring impressively.
Gets out, it's the danger then, Good Time Dancer. 100 to go, Zedative holding them safely at bay, however, and Zedative's going on to score about 1.5 lengths, 2 lengths to Hiramajo. Good Time Dancer's got up for third just in front of Apostol. On the corner,
the fourth went to Pure Chic, who moves up to put pressure on the leader at the home turn, goes right on with the job, scoring by 5 lengths at the finish.
Pure Shake's racing away, and it's going to win by lengths, Pure Shake. Nondescript in second placing, Triso battling on, and Mandator coming home. Pure Shake's won by 5 lengths. Second Nondescript, Mandator third.
Don't think Bill Collins backed that winner. Race 5 was Gallipoli Prince, under pressure from Testimony, but kicks back strongly in the straight.
Prince drew a half length in front, halfway down the straight. Testimony's fighting on the outside. Gallipoli Prince in front, however, Gallipoli Prince doing better than Testimony, and Gallipoli Prince drew away 3 parts of a length. Testimony, Indeed I Do third. Led 2.5.
Easy one for In Wonderland in the 6th, defeating the favourite Stay Afloat.
In Wonderland well clear into the straight from Hydro's Girl. It's running off the course, but it's got it well won. Hydro's Girl, Stay Afloat, and In Wonderland, Emerald Clouds battling on, but In Wonderland's well home, has won by about 5 lengths. Stay Afloat's just got up for second, a nose in front of Hydro's Girl.
Body blow for the punters in the 7th. Blazing Talent at 33-1 is the horse in the blue blinkers, now in second spot.
Western Sovereign in front. Blazing Talent's coming at it on the outside. Blazing Talent's got to the front near the line, and Blazing Talent ridden right out to the post is going to score. And it's an enormous result for bookmakers. Noble Cavalier around
Seeger at the good odds of 8-1. He's a mile in front at the home turn. He has no trouble holding that advantage.
4 in front of Noble Cavalier as they straighten, followed by Kerry, my boy. Seeger well clear. He's going to run it out all right. And coming back to moderate opposition, Seeger, although stopping, wins well by 2.5 lengths to Noble Cavalier. Kerry, my boy, third.
Well, that was our racing action from yesterday. Of course, this week we've got a meeting at Bundamba on Wednesday. Now, we mentioned last week that the highlight of the meeting will be a bikini parade, but there's a host of giveaways up there, including sunglasses for all the winning connections. And, of course, we've got the double header at Eagle Farm next Saturday. A couple of points in racing we'd like to mention, though. I think everyone would pass on the congratulations to Larry Olsen for the winning post. He was beaten at the time, but seemed certain to finish in third place. Unfortunately, he was later destroyed. The winner, closely related, getting bookmakers off on a good start at 20 to 1.
Now 450 metres out. Persian Market will straighten up about a length in front. Avoca Diamond second on the outside. Double Paradise. He's had a lovely run. He's coming off the rails now, Double Paradise. And he's given chase to this leader, Persian Market. It's Persian Market about to be joined by Double Paradise. 300 metres to go. Double Paradise moved up on the outside of Persian Market. They're fighting it out. Closer related is making ground on the outside. And La Belle Brigand is coming home strongly. Double Paradise in front. Closer related is charging at Double Paradise. Persian Market fell. Persian Market crashed. York hit the deck. They hit it, and Closely Related has won. Closely Related has beaten Double Paradise and La Belle Brigand.
We're going to show you the slow-mo of that incident, not to highlight the plight of Persian Market, just to show you what a lucky escape Brian York had, because he actually cannoned into the upright on the inside rail. Now, it's Double Paradise in front, but here's Closely Related down the outside in the green. You'll notice Persian Market, the dips, and York goes over the top, and as he comes down, he actually crashes into one of those uprights. He hits across the small of his back, and another horse goes over the top of him there, Persian Market, crashing to the turf. York, fortunately, was recovered pretty quickly. He was stood down from the second event, but later fulfilled his engagements and was successful in the last race. The second event, the Panorama Transition, went to Mike Pelling on Rusty Sand. Didn't look too good for the favourite backers until about the last 50 metres. Rusty Sand bungled the start. He was actually chopped out, and then over the final stages he was inclined to run in behind the leaders. So it was a good performance by Rusty Sand and a great display of horsemanship by Mike Pelling.
Them as they straighten up. Granite turns for home about 3 lengths in front. He's booted well clear, Granite. King's in up into second place on the outside of Icy Nip. Rusty Sanders back second last and struggling at the moment. Then Winning Design. They've got to catch Granite. Granite's in front with 250 metres to go. Icy Nip to the outside. He's starting to wind up. And Rusty Sanders coming home fairly well now, although he wants to duck in behind Icy Nip. Granite's still the leader. Icy Nip coming at him. And Rusty Sand is hitting top gear on the outside. He might get there yet. Rusty Sand, they hit the wire. Rusty Sand by a nose. Rusty Sand got up in the last stride and beat Icy Nip by a nose. Granite third.
Third event to King Obion, who was a lucky last-minute ride for Doug Messingham. Dale Spriggs was booked for King Obion, and unfortunately he was a kilo or more overweight, and Messingham was able to pick up the ride, and he certainly made full use of that. He gave King Obion a beautiful trail just behind the leaders, and over the final part King Obion stretched out nicely, and something of the form that he showed a couple of years back.
450 metres to go, and Babarovich heads for the judge about 2 lengths clear on this favourite. I stepped out in second position, followed by Mascot and King Obion coming to the outside, then Killy Moon and Tall Silver. New England butts the leader. He's riding him along a little bit. 250 metres to go. He's under pressure now. King Obion coming up on the outside. I stepped out the inside. The favourite's gone. King Obion swept to the lead on the outside. Killy Moon running up into second place. Then I stepped out, but it's King Obion in front, clear, close to the line. And King Obion's too good for Killy Moon. King Obion first, Killy Moon second, tight for third.
Fourth event was the 2-year-old event over 1,000 metres, and it was won by the Perth filly God's Wonder, who was making her debut in Queensland, and what an impressive performance it was. The winning margin not great, but the time very good, 58-1. There's certain to be improvement in this filly, and I'm sure she's going to benefit by the experience going right-handed. You can see when she straightens up, she's inclined to race a little erratically.
Today, McGiddy's Crown straightens up a length in front of Lord Alley Pack. God's Wonder's got a split in the middle, and she's coming after McGiddy's Crown. She just bumped into Lord Alley Pack, and then Pettively and Aces and Kings. McGiddy's Crown in front, 200 metres to go. He's got him under the whip. God's Wonder, she's running out badly. She's under the whip as well, but she's throwing down the gauntlet to McGiddy's Crown. McGiddy's Crown and God's Wonder. McGiddy's Crown, God's Wonder. McGiddy's just in front. God's Wonder grabbed him on the line and beat him. She's a good filly, all right. God's Wonder got up to beat McGiddy's Crown. 4 lengths away third, probably Lisa Loves Diamond.
It was a very game performance by God's Wonder, and the class was there too, because the time outstanding 58.1, and that effort encouraged Neil Williams to snap up the Magic Million mount on the Perth filly. We'll show you the slow-mo of the final stages and see that she is a little bit awkward going right-handed. When she chased after McGinty's Crown, she seemed to get on the wrong leg. She's drifting out towards the centre of the track. Now it's McGinty's Crown still narrowly in front at this stage, but when Williams really gets serious with the whip, God's Wonder knuckles down well. Over the final part, she was going home too strongly for the colt, and I think judging on this performance, the 1,200 metres of the filly's Magic Million on Thursday week is really going to suit her. Only 1,000 metres yesterday. She's got the pace to get up handy, and you can see that she's got great determination in those final 200 metres. We're going to take a break now in Sports Scene. Your farm yesterday was a novice handicap, and it produced some very spirited betting. The former Newcastle colt Star of Luskin was very heavily backed, as was the favourite, I'll remember his name, Now I'm Ready. I should never forget it. Now I'm Ready, disappointing in finishing fourth. The Star of Luskin's in front, and he really goes to the post generously.
Now making ground, but going three wide as they race onto the home turn. Now I'm Ready is beautifully positioned just behind them, followed by Selbar and Surface under the outside with Burglars Union. Well in the straight, 350 metres left to go. Star of Luskin the leader. Chief Nate on the outside, trying hard and then easting down. Now I'm Ready, pull to the extreme outside, and Burglars Union starting to make up ground. He goes for Star of Luskin now, and he kicked away from them. Star of Luskin about 3 lengths in front of Burglars Union. Now I'm Ready and Selbar, but Star of Luskin is killing them at the end, and Star of Luskin strides to the post to win by 4 lengths. Selbar second, third was Burglars Union.
Sixth event, the flying handicap over 1,200 metres, and the bookies were very generous with their odds about Persian World, who'd finished, well, I thought a very good performance first up 3 weeks back over 1,200 metres. Yesterday he was out to 3-1 in what looked a moderate field. Top liner was all the rage. She was beautifully ridden by Jamie Bayliss, but Persian World was just too good. David Kelly sized up the situation coming to the turn. He hustles around the outside on Persian World and momentarily has top liner in a pocket.
Going up 3 deep as they set sail for the judge. Then Ben Bulbin and Crew Air straightening up, 450 metres to go. Blue Bolero just in front. Persian World up into second place on the outside. Top liner's going for a run on the inside. There's not much room there. She's squeezing through. Top the ton still there in the middle. Persian World the outside just in front. Top liner's got the run. She's coming after Persian World, then Top the Ton, followed by Blue Bolero. Persian World in front. He kicked away from Top Liner, and he's got them beaten, Persian World. Persian World too good for Top Liner. Ben Bulbin making ground at the end. He'll get third, but Persian World too good, and a lovely ride by the boy.
Pretty happy there, David Kelly, giving Persian World a well-deserved pat after he passed the post. The 7th event was the second division of the Greenvale Novice, and the very promising 3-year-old Never Too Close was always at long odds. He won like a good thing. Shane Scriven didn't really have him at full pressure in the straight, and he was able to go on and score by a bit over 2 lengths, and I'm certain this 3-year-old's going to go quickly through the ranks.
Baklava, then Defilace and Fiery Crest at the rear. Straightening up, 450 metres to go. Never Too Close heads for home. He's about a length in front. He's kicked away from them now. Never Too Close is a length in front of Lord Camellia. Lecresse on the outside, and then Camblin. My Vanity Lad starting to make up a little bit of ground, but Never Too Close is nicely clear. 200 metres out. He pulls the whip on him now. He's about 2 lengths in front of Camblin, and then Lord Camellia on the outside, but Never Too Close is well clear, close to the line, and it's going to be a pretty easy one for the favourite. Scriven just pushing him out to put his mind on the job that last little bit, and he won by 2 lengths. Second was Camblin, and third was Lord Camellia.
There's plenty of mail around that Medico Legal would run well in the final event. First up, one bookmaker betting as much as 10-1, but the general opening quote around about 7-2, and Medico Legal won like the good thing she was supposed to be. Brian York, who we saw earlier in that fall in the first event, bounced back to score here on this filly. I thought an encouraging effort from the third place getter at the blue light.
Light Plush Girl, followed by Marriott Miss, and further back then came Bobby Jules at the blue light and Medico Legal. As they straighten up, well, Ramel's never been on the track, but she's dashed up to them to go to the lead. It's Ramel about a length in front of Annapolis. Keller making ground on the outside, and now Medico Legal is charging home on the extreme outside. This is the one they've put the money on. Medico Legal swamped those leaders, raced up to Ramal and hit the lead. It's Medico Legal shooting about a length in front of Ramal. Radana started making ground on the outside, but it's Medico Legal in front and pushed out with the whip by York. Medico Legal wins it pretty easily. Radana started, got second, and at the blue light got third.
Very confident ride there from Brian York, who still holds a very healthy lead in the riding premiership. We're going to take a break now in Sports Scene and return to have a look at the Randwick action. We were mentioning Larry Olsen earlier. He was certainly in fine form at Randwick yesterday. He took out the opening event on short black and made it a double in the third when he scored on Magic Million contender Wolseley Road. The highlight of the day, of course, was the Summer Cup, and a real boil over there with Ron Quinton successful on, his name is Perfect Jet. But I thought the Queenslander Pleasant Lad ran a mighty race to finish second. First event to short black, who's patiently ridden by Olsen. Short black moving into the clear 3 from the outside.
Crack at them, and then short black all leer and Bad Habit starting to pick up the bit now, fiercely ridden at the 200. Maggie Ann kicked away, 2 wide Glen short black. Harrop and Jay is going backwards, and then Bad Habits at the 100, and here's short black out after Maggie Ann. Ah, she's going like a winner. Is this the start of a big day for Larry Olsen? I think it might be. Short black races away from Maggie Ann and Wide Glen. Further back is Regal Native Super
on Carver's Duke, who's been in sparkling form. And Carver's Duke the lead and finds plenty under pressure.
And Carver's Duke's rider Shane Dye quickening up. Cindy Spirit the first after it. A length Best Report Truths again, and then Regal Native and Baguna Princess over the rise. And Carver's Duke's rider goes for the whip. Cindy Spirit tackling strongly. A length Best Report Truths again. Regal Native, Baguna Princess, Cindy Spirit and Carver's Duke. They're locked together from Best Report. It's Carver's Duke fighting back on the inside of Cindy Spirit. Carver's Duke doing too well, and Carver's Duke makes it 4 in a row.
A cakewalk for Olsen and Wolseley Road, who's the leader on the fence in the green colours. The grey colt going beautifully at this stage.
Of a length on Shortery. Rising Strike 2 away third, and then Maintained Well, followed by Tobruk and Triple Trinity, Flirting Glance and Need a Break. On top of the rise, and Wolseley Road nursed along by Olsen, a half length clear on Shortery, doing better than her. 2.5 away third is Rising Strike, and then comes Flirting Glance, but Wolseley Road down to the 150. A length and 3/4 on Shortery, 2 lengths to Rising Strike, but here's another win for Larry Olsen for medium of Wolseley Road this time. Second is Shortery, third Rising Strike, and that's the way they complete the 1200. Had a long
fourth event went to Stimulus, who's up handy, but you'll notice John Marshall really go for home only at around about the 200 metres. Now it's Stimulus racing outside the leader with those blinkers and breastplate.
Here, Regal Vein makes play about a half-length Stimulus, and 3 deep is Market Bow. Regal Vein History, Market Bow and Stimulus race a half-length on him, and a length and a half to Major Edition, getting into the open from Brixton Town. At the 200, Stimulus just in front from Major Edition. Market Bow dropping off. It's Stimulus and a Major Edition. Stimulus the inside in front of Major Edition, and Stimulus is going to hold Major Edition clear of Top Reserve, and the favourite wins the money on the inside.
Fifth event, this is the Summer Cup. Perfect Jet was very patiently handled. The horse in the black colours with the red cap, worse than midfield over on the inside.
To go, and on the inside unencumbered, just in front of Peaceful Kingdom. Going up hastily to make a line of 3 now is Zarmon, 4 and 5 wide. Mountebank in company with Solvare, and Wolverton Manor looking for the run from Stack the Deck and a Nota. They straighten up, and Zarmon goes to the lead. Mountebank's after him quickly, and then comes unencumbered, and further away Stack the Deck and Pleasant Lad. And as they come to the 250, Mountebank takes the lead now. Mountebank about 3/4 of a length clear. Pleasant Lad on the outside running after Mountebank. It's Mountebank in front. Pleasant Lad is cutting him down, and then Perfect Jet. Mountebank still in front. Perfect Jet will beat them all. Perfect Jet's won the cup.
Well, thrilling finish to the Summer Cup, and we'll show you the slow-mo there. And halfway down the straight, Ron Quinton was still probably 8th or 9th and 4 or 5 lengths off the leader and angling for a run. Now, at this stage, it's Mountebank clear and looks set for victory, the favourite. Gavin Duffy going for home with the whip. On the outside in the pink colours is the Queenslander Pleasant Lad, and now getting into the clear in the centre is Perfect Jet, ridden by Ron Quinton, and Jabba Hutt, the horse, running on out deep. But it's Perfect Jet right on the line, gets his nose in front of Pleasant Lad as they both claim the favourite Mountebank. Jabba Hutt, a very solid third, and creditable performance by Jabba Hutt, who was regarded by most as being rather harshly treated. The sixth event went to the heavily backed Hot Zephyr, who raced outside the leader as they approached the home turn, and in the straight he was just much too good. Classic Victory battled on for second, 2.5 lengths away.
Half Shilling just in front of Hot Zephyr. Inclined to hang a shade as Half Shilling as it turns the bend. A head clear now on Hot Zephyr. Classic Victory getting a beautiful run up on the inside as Half Shilling's hung. A length Ladies Easter and Forget State Ballet. Now Hot Zephyr puts his head in front. Classic Victory the inside. Half Shilling yielding ground. Classic Victory after Hot Zephyr. Ladies Illa's next, but Hot Zephyr kicked away down to the 100 metres. Marshall pulls the whip. She's in no danger. Classic Victory fights on as Half Shilling drops off. Lady Zilla goes to third, but an easy one for Hot Zipper. Tagging.
Equally easy for Potter McQueen and Noel Barker in the 7th, starting at the good odds of 2-1. Potter McQueen's the horse in the purple colours, running one out off the fence, chasing the leader now.
400 metres, Potter McQueen goes after Vanbrugh to head him off. A length the Cruising, and then China Garden and Best Beau, but down to the 250. And Barker has Potter McQueen sailing along by a length and 3/4 on Cruising, who's not picking up Potter McQueen, and then comes So Tip and China Garden, but Potter McQueen well clear and in no danger. Potter McQueen in the Sedge and Hose stud colours races clear of Cruising and China Garden, and Potter McQueen wins it by 3 lengths to Cruising. The direction of the
final event to Striking Circle from the Brian Mayfield Smith stable, very patiently handled by Gavin Duffy, pounces on them halfway down the straight, and Duffy just hands and heels to draw away and score on Striking Circle.
The quarter arm and delight. Now Juryman's the first beaten as they straighten up, and Best of Bless just in front of Alabama Lad. There's plenty of room for Cowboy Ben, and then comes Batinsky, and further out Striking Circle joining in stylishly. Cowboy Ben not running on, and Striking Circle has gone to the lead now at the 120. Striking Circle about a half length Cowboy Ben and Best of Bless. That's Striking Circle and the Duff well clear. Cowboy Ben and Best of Bless for the Miners, but Striking Circle wins it nicely.
The final event there to Gavin Duffy. That was the highlights of the Randwick meeting yesterday. We'll just take a short break and come back and have a look at the Caulfield yesterday. Darren successful in 4 of the 8 races there, and it's great to see this talented young rider back in such sparkling form. He's had his share of knockers this year, and he's possibly been down on numbers as far as winners are concerned, but I think he's been riding just as well as ever, and the 4 winners yesterday just underlined what a talented rider D. Gauci is. The first event went to another very talented rider, Greg Hall, who scored on the very promising Zedative from the Angus Armanasco stable. Zedative was never on the track, was 4 and 5 wide coming to the home turn, but Hall knew he had the opposition covered. He just had a couple of cheeky glances across at them and just let Zedative stride away over the final part. Good to see Hall back in form. He's been out with a wrist injury, but in the last week or so he's quickly found form.
Around the outside from Catherine the Great. Zedative's gone up to them quickly now with 200 to go, and Hall took the favourite Zedative up on the outside of Nanatara, and they settle down to fight it out from Warwick Castle and Pinotage. 150 to go. Zedative has taken the lead now from Nanatara, and back on the inside Warwick Castle, but a good impressive win here. Zedative is coming away, and Zedative hands and heels by a leg to Nanatara second, 2 then to Touch of Paradise.
Edge took out the second event. He's in front, and Darren Gauci rating him nicely, and he goes right away in the straight to score by a couple of lengths from Hello Melbourne. Battled on strongly, but had every chance to pick up the leader.
The leader's kicked away though, Raw Edge about 2.5 to Hello Melbourne, now to second, then Touch of Paradise, King's Onyx, and further back then High Statesman. Raw Edge with a good break though, 150 metres to go, 2 or 3 lengths in front, holding the favourite Hello Melbourne at bay from Touch of Paradise and King's Onyx, but Raw Edge much too good for them. Raw Edge by 2 lengths in the run home. Way can't go on.
Leave their Raw Edge as well, and it's Gauci again in the third, scoring on Place Your Order, who runs on strongly, just picks them up inside the 200 metres and goes on to score decisively.
Tackled by Place Your Order on the outside, and then pulled out wide How Regal. Consummate now pushing out, and Courtside is struggling. Gauci's taken Place Your Order to the front with 150 metres to go. Then on the outside, How Regal, followed further back by Courtside. The Gauci in front. This is the birthday boy today. He's got clear, coming out in Consummate down the outside, but Place Your Order in front. Place Your Order wins.
Gauci looks certain to score on Cindy Who again in the 4th, but Hidden Power came surging down the centre of the track to pick him up in the last couple of bounds.
150 out from Ima Micah Classic Yacht behind them. Then further back Jet Seeker from Sharp June, and down the outside Hidden Power, the late run. Cindy Who kicked away, 150 metres to go, 2 lengths in front. Classic Yacht coming quickly, and so is Hidden Power out in the centre. Cindy Who just in front, Hidden Power wearing it down. Cindy Who just the leader. Hidden Power's grabbed it. Hidden Power, I reckon, in the last stride.
Couldn't keep the Gauci out of the action. He's here again in the 5th. He bobbed up here on Lucky Witch, who gets a run through on the inside when the pacemaker Lord Mornington runs wide.
And Lucky Witch is getting a rails run. Then Indeed I Do, 3 lengths further back, only struggling then is Luther's Luck. Lucky Witch got up on the inside of Lord Mornington, 200 metres to go, and Gauci goes for the treble, and he's got it. Lucky Witch has burst away from Lord Mornington. Luther's Luck will get up and get into 3rd placing, but Lucky Witch is racing away, and Lucky Witch wins by 4 lengths. Luther's Luck rattled home on the rail to run second. Cut the rug, pulled out wide.
6th event went to Fly Away from Laura Dare.
Into the straight they come, and the leader Fly Away, 2 lengths in front of Laura Dare on the inside of Wolverton Lady, and then on Zarel. Cassified Lady is under the whip. The leader Fly Away with about 180 metres metres to go. Laura Dare's got up on the inside to almost be on terms. Wolverton Lady further out from Classified Lady. It's Fly Away just in front. Can Gauchi make it 4? Yes, he can. And Fly Away gets up to win. And it's Educate a mile.
Educate well cleared. Daredevil Tactics out in front by Kevin Forrester, but Educate getting weary was able to outplug them.
Back, but down to the 200. And Educate, he's pulled the whip on it. It's 5 or 6 in front of Batuta. And General Elect then alternating further back Superior Way. Shannon Belle won't get into the placings. Educate getting weary, but he's got a commanding break. Alternate, Batuta trying hard, but an all the way winning a clever ride here on Educate by Forrester. It's getting weary, but it gets the money. 2.5 on the run home to alternate, a half Batuta third. Steady Bow on the
Productivity
outside.
bursts clear at the 300 metres and wins handsomely in the final event, defeating Celebrated Prince.
In the straight, the leader, Celebrated Prince, tackled quickly by Productivity. Productivity raced up to Celebrated Prince, 200 metres to go. They got away from Oban. Then further back, Breesley and Under Oath from a long way back. Productivity shot away, though, at the 100-metre markers. Safely home in the last. Over Celebrated Prince and running on as Breesley, but Productivity will break through. Productivity by 3 lengths, Celebrated Prince.
Well, that was the Caulfield meeting from yesterday, and that's our racing wrap this morning. But we've got a big meeting tomorrow, well, 3 states, but in particular at Eagle Farm, there's going to be a lot of interest in the performance of the Magic Million contender Flicks. She is going to be at short odds, but Pat, I think this is the one to get square on all those losses I've tipped you during the year. We can back Flicks in the third event, but I've got more. Would you want the other tips as well?
Hang on a minute, I'll write
them down.
Yes.
Coup winning design, Cool Please, and Swiftport last of all. Coming around the bend, 400 metres to go. Granite straightens up a length in front, Felton on the outside. Then Gallery Man, My False Start into the clear if he's good enough. Then winning design and Imperial Coup. 250 metres to go, Granite just in front. Here comes the favourite with a big dash on the outside. My False Start, Felton going with them. My False Start has moved up on the outside to poke his nose in front. He starts to get fair dinkum on him now. He draws the weapon, away he goes. My False Start first. Second, Felton. Boy, it's tight for third. Granite in a photo.
Well, it was My False Start. In the end, Neil Williams had a fair bit up his sleeve. We wanted to show the slow-mo now, not so much to highlight the performance of the winner, but the third place getter Swiftport, who wasn't suited by the muddling pace in the early stages. We'll show you how he really motors to the line. I'm sure he's going to pick up one of these graduations around about 1,600 metres. This is the slow-mo of the final stages. Now, over on the inside, it's Granite. Felton won off the fence, battling on gamely under the whip, and there's My False Start cruising up. Now, in 6th place in the green cap is Swiftport. Doug Messingham slicing between runners there. Gallery Man on his outside and Winning Design inside Swiftport. But it's My False Start easily from Felton, and running on very strongly was Swiftport in those final 100 metres. Second event, and it was Williams again, and in pretty easy style on the odds-on favourite Cool Report. The second place getter never too close, lost all chance when he fell on his nose out of the barrier, and his effort to finish so close to Cool Report was very good, and I feel he's the one to follow from this event. Never too close.
A length and a half, Cool Report. Ramnada fought the inside, then Never Too Close, who's tracking up behind Cool Report. Catmandu last of all, coming around the bend, 400 metres to go. Cool Report a bit deep on the corner, 3 wide, but he's coming after Glamorgan Vale. He wants to get his head to the side. Glamorgan Vale a length in front. Cool Report's just about got him. Never Too Close under a little bit of pressure. He's back in 3rd place. Williams riding very confidently. He snuck a look over the shoulder. He's looking for Never Too Close. Never Too Close is a length behind him. Now he goes for the favourite, and Cool Report raced on to score. Cool Report...
North Queenslander Bold Duo gave Williams the first 3 events when he ran on very strongly. His first Brisbane start. Formerly trained at Newcastle, he's a much improved sprinter, and he's likely to continue his campaign in the Brisbane area, and I think he's going to start at the Gold Coast on Thursday. The solidly backed Risker Bet showed speed, but was spent forced before the home turn and dropped out to finish last, and perhaps he's just in need of a spell at the moment. Roman Sash did a good job to finish second, but Bold Duo was just far too strong in the final 200 metres.
Lord Barham's getting a beautiful run, a length and a half away, 4th, then Heel Witness, followed by Skadon, Vane Melder next on the inside, then Roman Sash and Bold Duo, straightening up now, 400 metres to go. Risker Bet under a lot of pressure, he dropped back, Carocchio kicked on the inside, and he's the leader. It's Carocchio in front of Princess Claudia, going for a run in between them, Lord Barham, Skadon on the outside, Roman Sash is making up plenty of ground from a long way back, and here comes Williams on Bold Duo. He's going to knock them out again, Williams. This is the hat-trick for him. Bold Duo swept past them, raced away, and is going on to score easily. Bold Duo the winner. How do you keep him down?
Well, Brian York had no joy there on Risker Bet, actually coming in last in the field of 9. but he bounced back to score on Baghdad Boy in the 4th, the maiden handicap, and a very impressive performance by this grey 3-year-old. He's trained by Bruce McLaughlin, who has a very high opinion of this well-bred sprinter, and I think we're going to hear a lot of him. He's probably only going to have another start or two this campaign, then be put aside and prepared for some of the winter carnival events. It might be aiming a little high for a maiden winner to be considering winter racing, but Bruce McLaughlin feels he has the potential to go on with it. He was beautifully drawn in close yesterday, and Brian York had him quickly on the move. He cruised in front to the home turn, and very impressive the way he stretched out in the final 300 metres. I think he's going to go a lot further than 1350 metres.
Joel Naluram. Webstead is next on the inside. Roller Dollar picking up ground. Nippy Roy, then Sovereign Rap. Ramel picking up ground nicely near the inside. Mighty Charger. Further back out of Price, and then Jack's a winner. Well back in the field is Tommy the Toff. Taon's Pride. Mahina. Well back too is Mundy's Prince. In the straight now, 250 metres to go. York went for home on the favourite ant. Look at him go. Baghdad Boy bounded right away from them. He's 4 lengths in front, and he's got a shot to pieces. Machine Gun in second place, then Webstead. But Baghdad Boy is cruising to the line to win it easily. Baghdad Boy first, Machine Gun second, Webstead third, then Naluram.
Baghdad Boy, much to the delight of punters who backed him into odds on. We're going to take a break now in Sports In and come back and have a look at a blistering performance by Mirabin. With that great win over 1,200 metres a fortnight ago, repeated the performance. He was just a little sluggish out of the barrier. Spots McGrath just hustled him up a little bit, and once he got into the groove out in front, the others were just no chance to ever peg him back. At the home turn, he started to draw away from the opposition, and he was untroubled to score by 4 lengths. And as I mentioned earlier, the time outstanding. Rarely do they get under 1:19 there for the 1350 metres. And bear in mind, it was on a track just with the edge off it after about an inch of rain during the week. But Mirabin is going to have his next start in the Newmarket Handicap. That's early March, and he's going to be a real threat in a race like the Rothmans 100,000 on April 30. This is Mirabin and the Doomben Stakes, and it was a cakewalk.
World, thanking you, Royal Samurai. Coming towards the home turn, 450 metres to go. He's starting to pour on the pressure now, the leader Mirabin. He'll be almost 2 in front as they straighten up. I'm a Roman running second. Let Me Tell under a fair bit of pressure in third spot. Then Persian World, thanking you. Jazz Talk drop back, bit of a lark. Royal Samurai, he's gone for home now on Mirabin. He's clear. I'm a Roman in second place. Then Let Me Tell and thanking you. He pulls the whip on Mirabin, and he's scooted away. He's run them off their legs again, and Mirabin is cruising to the post to win by 3 or 4 lengths. Tight second and third. Persian World maybe second, and those in front of I'm a Roman. Then
I think we should mention the performances of the place getters there. I'm a Roman and Persian World. They're very underrated performers, but very honest, and they've been great money spinners for their respective stables. 6th event and the final chance for the Magic Million contenders to show their wares. And it was Prince Regent just edging out the odds-on pop Rocky again, who may have been a shade unlucky. He went a little bit deep at the home turn, but difficult to see how he could bounce back from this and measure up in the Magic Millions next Saturday, where he's going to meet a lot better field. Still, he's going to improve with race experience. He's only lightly raced, and Prince Regent did a good job under 55.5, coming from last in the middle stages. You'll notice just at the home turn that Rocky again is the horse on the outside and just pushed a little deep.
Second last on the inside of Prince Regent. Coming towards the home turn, 450 metres to go. Pettively the leader, Northern Baron second, Noble Adventure third. Followed by Rocky again. He's taking off on him on the outside. He's going up 3-4 wide. Followed then by Prince Regent. Apostolic over on the inside. Straightening up now. Pettively still the leader. In second place is Noble Adventure coming after Pettively. On the extreme outside, Rocky again. He's warming up to it. He's still a couple of lengths off them. He's riding him hard. Pettively just in front of Noble Adventure. Prince Regent is flying. Prince Regent coming over the top of them. Rocky again the outside. They hit it. Maybe Prince Regent by a nose. It's tight. Prince Regent or Rocky again. Pettively third. Nope.
Well, it was the punters who were Rocky after the defeat of the odds-on pop Rocky again. Only centimetres in it at the finish, but Prince Regent coming from last, slicing through a gap in the centre, was just too strong. And Prince Regent is going to be ridden by John Marshall in the Magic Millions next Saturday. Unfortunately, Marshall was engaged before Mike Pelling scored on the colt yesterday. We'll show you the slow-mo of the final stages, and you'll see that Rocky again keeps fighting on the outside as Prince Regent, 3 off the fence. Mike Pelling just about to go for the whip here, and Williams already busy with the whip on the outside on Rocky again. It's Pettively, the chestnut, in front. Noble Adventure on the outside. Apostolic over on the fence. Prince Regent 4 out now, and right on the outside Rocky again. You'll notice on the line there was fighting back, and I think just taking a little bit of ground away from Prince Regent in those last few strides. But I think the honours of the race, you would have to say, with Prince Regent, considering he came from last and with 55.5 kilos. Seventh event was the Dalrello Novice, and it was all the way for Touch Craig, who drew the inside, which is always a huge advantage at the 1110 metres start at Doomben. His trainer Barry Baldwin said the horse likes to have his own way out in front. Well, that's how it panned out yesterday, and he was able to keep going very strongly to score by 3 lengths after being defeated in moderate company at Toowoomba, his previous start, when he was challenged and put under early pressure. That seems to be the key to this horse, Touch Craig.
Miss Emma Special. Semantic shuffled back through the field, then King Ryan and Singlet coming towards the home turn, 450 metres to go. Touch Craig just in front of Voyal as they set sail for the judge. Olympic Master is a length away third, followed by Airmail Special making ground. Steel and Wink dropped out of it, then King Ryan. Dundee's rocking next on the outside. They've got 250 metres to go. Touch Craig's kicked. He's about a length and a half in front of Voyal, who's struggling. Then Olympic Master and King Ryan. Touch Craig booted away from them at the 100-metre mark, and he's got them. He's killing them, in fact, in the run to the post and push right out with the whip. He goes on and scores by 2 lengths. Second, Olympic Master tight for third. A photo finish.
Well, the betting in the final event would have suggested it was a 3-horse affair, with Now I'm Ready running the favourite at 2-1. Fun Gold solidly back to start 9-4, and Prince Dijon or heavily back really, 5s into 4s on an each-way basis. But the bookies finished with the lot here with the success of the Northern Rivers trained Great Tax, who was quickly on the move from a wide barrier. The 6-year-old was able to dictate terms out in front. Fun Gold just held up at the home turn, and perhaps that made the difference because he was rapidly overhauling the winner in the final 100 metres. I thought Now I'm Ready was a shade disappointing. This is the final event from Doomben yesterday.
Second, bit of a squeeze. Third, Diabark. Then Sunita's Lad, Now I'm Ready. Callboy picking up ground but wide on the track, and then Fiery Crest. Butterman Prince Dijon, followed by Fun Gold, by Vanity Lad, Astral Way and Rustington's Pride. Well in the straight, 300 metres to go. Great Tax is the leader. He's a length in front of Bit of a Squeeze. Now I'm Ready. Now pop the big question. He's starting to wind up quickly on the outside. He's coming after this leader who's showing plenty of fight. Great Tax a half in front. Now I'm Ready starting to struggle. Great Tax has beaten them off. Fun Gold is flying home at the end, but Great Tax, a great win. Great Tax first, Fun Gold got second. Now I'm Ready third at every...
Well, over the 8 events from Doomben yesterday, we're going to take a break in Sports Scene and come back and have a look at a good 2-year-old performance at Canterbury yesterday. The win by Chris Gwilliam on Latest Word. Chris is around Larry Olsen's vintage and also on the comeback trail. Yesterday's success was his second since his recent resumption, and he's been able to get his weight down. And yet another of the older brigade making a comeback. Well, and one of the older brigade is Tommy Smith, who keeps on keeping on. He's a hard man to keep down. This year he's enjoying a tremendous run with his 2-year-olds. He was successful in the opening event at Canterbury yesterday with Sober Dancer, who incidentally is pretty well named by No Alcoholic, and Sober Dancer with Smith's 10th 2-year-old winner of the season, and it looks as though he's going to really get after that record of his of 45 juvenile winners in one season. This is Sober Dancer and Mick Dittman taking out the first at Canterbury.
Benderling, Sober Dancer picking up the bit once more, and will have to come around the heels of the 2 leaders and then March Music as they straighten up. And at the 250, Sober Dancer getting balanced, went to La Pazette, forget Lady Kistra, then March Music, but Sober Dancer kicked away at the 150. Sober Dancer a length and a half clear on March Music and then La Pazette, but this is pretty good. Sober Dancer streaking clear in the last 20 to win by 2.5. Sober Dancer beat March Music, third La Pazette, then Kiwi Road.
All the way for Prince Trialia in the second, starting at 11-1. Surprise, surprise. Regal Theory, who's held up for a run. Regal Theory, just behind them in the yellow colours with the baldy face, has trouble getting into the clear, runs on strongly.
From Tomarong and Sunny Way Butch, and then comes Regal Theory, still can't get out on Regal Theory. At the 100, Prince Trialia shows the way. Regal Theory seeing daylight now, but Prince Trialia's pinched a length on Regal Theory, flying home, but Prince Trialia will just win. Prince Trialia from Regal Theory, a good thing beaten. Third, Sunny Way Butch.
Some good bets landed when Regional Star took out the third event. Regional Star's the one moving up in the red colours, 3 off the fence. The leader is Just a Cowboy, the favourite, who gives in quickly, and in the middle is Rocket Shoes.
Having a shot at the 2 leaders now, and well into the straight. Rocket Shoes goes to the lead. Just a Cowboy hasn't got much left, and then Regional Star on the outer. Rocket Shoes in front of Regional Star, coming at it now. Regional Star chasing Rocket Shoes. Regional Star might be going home the better. Yes, it gains the upper hand, and Regional Star narrowly from Rocket Shoes. Third, Just a Cowboy.
Deceptive finish in the fourth with Sir Clairon and Peter Cook. On the outside, just getting the better of Sweet and Cool. Only a short half head in it, and it's a very, very deceptive finish.
Kept him in it as they straighten up. Border Rage shows the way. Oh, he's in all sorts of trouble getting out on the Grey King's effort. Sweet and Cool coming down the outer, and then Faith in Me. And Sir Clairon putting in a charge. He's coming quickly, Sir Clairon. It's Sweet and Cool grabbing the lead. Sir Clairon after it. Sweet and Cool runs Sir Clairon a little wide. Sweet and Cool, Sir Clairon. Oh, gee, Sweet and Cool and Sir Clairon have hit it absolutely locked together.
Fifth event was won by Gwilliam on Latest Word. Quietly handled early Latest Word, but runs on nicely. Scores by a half length from Hasty Miss.
They straighten up now. Western Ace has been put into the pocket by Hasty Miss almost, but Latest Word comes down the outside. They've grabbed Reuters News. Latest Word finishing stylishly. Races to Western Ace and Hasty Miss to head it off. And Latest Word finishing far too powerfully and is drawing away. And Latest Word wins it a half length on the line to Hasty Miss, third Western Ace.
Sixth event went to Malcolm Johnston on Brixton Town, who's back near the tail enders at this stage. Runs on and the horse in the black and yellow colours moving to the outside. Defeats Please Reply.
Taken 4 wide by Jeffries, and now Please Reply goes to the lead. Brixton Town's after him. Sober's not running on. Massacre Khan sticks on the inner. Brixton Town, the outside, has taken the lead now. Second on the outside, Please Reply. Massacre Khan the fence, but Brixton Town is drawing clear. And after being hard-ridden for a long way, he goes home too well, Brixton Town, to beat Please Reply and Massacre Khan.
Final event went to the John Marshall trainer Bart Cummings combination with Irish Maiden, who was pretty impressive, heavily backed to start 6-4 and scores comfortably from Beat the Charge. It's Irish Maiden in the white cap and those familiar Cummings colours of yellow and green.
Well now, it's Irish Maiden now going to the lead from Beat the Charge. Blue Rig at the outside, not picking up Irish Maiden. And Irish Maiden racing away now from Beat the Charge and Blue Rika, and Irish Maiden comes right away on the death. And in the run to the line, Irish Maiden nearly 2 Beat the Charge.
Final event, just as impressive for Marshall on Oakley in those same colours. You'll notice Oakley running on powerfully in the straight. Once she gets into the clear near the outside.
Board Game goes to the lead. Born to Win after it quickly, and Whistling Willie runs on, and then comes Cyandra at a break to Oakley down the outside, putting in a charge. Born to Win goes to the lead. Oakley claims it immediately, and Oakley having its first run since the 31st of December 1986. Oakley racing away now. Peaceful Century and Crown Zip battle out minors, but Oakley wins impressively from Peaceful Century. Crown Zip third and could have been stiff.
We mentioned Malcolm Johnston scoring on Brixton Town. Later, Johnston was suspended, and that's his 40th of his career. He's a very aggressive rider, but obviously Chief Steward John Schreck aims to force Johnston to just curb that aggression a little. That was the action from Sydney yesterday. We're going to take a break now and continue for Melbourne racing yesterday. A rather sensational finish to the meeting with a protest upheld. Sister Shirley landing a big plunge. We'll show you that later, and it's a very, very interesting one. The opening event at Moonee Valley went to Rich Habit, started short odds, but in the end didn't have a lot in reserve. Another hop or two, and the favourite backers would have been aghast. Let's have a look at the action from Moonee Valley.
Habit on the outside, ahead in front, but she's under a bit of pressure. White calling on Wise Scarlet on the inside, but Rich Habit's got a half in front. The experience is going to tell, I'd say. She's kicked away from Wise Scarlet, then running on Duketon Lass down the outside, but Rich Habit the leader. He'll have to shake it up. Duketon Lass coming home pretty quickly. Rich Habit just in front of Duketon Lass. He has to give her everything near the line, Rich Habit. She gets in. She's won it ahead to Duketon Lass. 4 lengths third, Wise Scarlet.
The second event from Moonee Valley yesterday went to Miss Munda, who was also short odds, 13-8, but scored a little more impressively than the first favourite. In fact, the Southern event bookmakers have been taking a real hammering in the last 2 or 3 weeks. The Brisbane bookies, that is, operating on the Sydney and Melbourne events. And there's an old theory that during the summer months you should back the favourites in Sydney and Melbourne when the tracks are firm and the quality of the horses down a little bit. This is Miss Munda at 13-8 to the punters' cheers.
Better. Then Fashionville followed further back by Savali and a gap to Nora Table Habits. Miss Munda in front when they turn at the 200-metre mark, a half to Spasm. Fashionville pulled out into the centre, but Miss Munda's about 3/4 Spasm, and Fashionville, she's finding a bit the favourite. She's about a length in front of Spasm, heading towards the line, and she'll hang on. Miss Munda a half length, Spasm 3/4 Fashionville third, a gap Table Habits.
There was quite a whisper around about a first starter in the third event, Vitalik from the Megsy Elkington stable. As much as 20-1 was bet about Vitalik, who firmed into to start 12 to 1 and shorter with some bookmakers on course, I believe. And another success for No Alcoholic. You might remember the sire of the opening event at Canterbury yesterday, Sober Dancer. So No Alcoholic is a very, very promising stallion. And I think Vitalic's a very promising 2-year-old as well. Patiently ridden. It's at about 4th or 5th spot coming to the turn, but a very powerful finishing burst. This is Vitalic landing the big bets.
The run, he's right on the heels, followed by Affirmative Action. 3 in line, Cambo, grabbed by Hiramajo, Good Time Dance to the rail. And now Vitalic pulls to the outside in the straight. Hiramajo took the lead, but Vitalic is wearing it down, and the plunge is going to come home, I'd say. Vitalic's taken the lead from Hiramajo. Oh, yes, Vitalic, much too good. Vitalic has scored about 2 lengths Hiramajo, Taro third, in a photo from...
Going to hear a little bit more about Vitalic. And the 4th event went to Historic, who's been on the market for some time, and yesterday won as a 6-4 favourite and giving Darren Gouchy another win. The Gouch has been in great form in recent weeks. The winners have really been flowing, and you'll notice the blue and white colours, the familiar Lloyd Williams colours, move up at the home turn. Historic had the leader covered, and then he just careered away in the straight to a very, very convincing victory. Historic in the 4th.
Seeger on the turn, 2 lengths to Brisk, and Nets making up good ground from Rumba Rhythm. The favourite went to the front though at the 200-metre mark. Out in the centre here, Historic beat off Seeger, and they're 5 in front of Brisk. Oh, he's got to walk in Historic. He's raced away from Seeger. Then Brisk and Nets will fight out third, but Historic bolts in. Historic to the line by 4 lengths. Second home in the race, Seeger. Nets got third in a photo over Brisk.
Well, they were the first 4 from Moonee Valley yesterday. We're going to take a break. Stay with us, and we'll come back and have a look at the remainder of the card.
Celebrate.
It was won by Strawberry Ranch, starting at 3 to 1. Strawberry Ranch in the purple and gold colours just moves up 1 off the fence coming to the turn and looks set for a rather comfortable victory, but Disputed Pearl really lunged in the last 50 metres and, well, I think only another couple of hops and Strawberry Ranch would have been under. This is the 5th event from Moonee Valley.
Strawberry Ranch, Disputed Pearl under the big weight, under pressure now. Then Light Show and Tredark Star. Strawberry Ranch took the lead, 250 to go now from Raw Edge and Disputed Pearl the outside. Strawberry Ranch drew a half in front. Raw Edge, Disputed Pearl coming back on the outside again. Strawberry Ranch just in front of Disputed Pearl. Strawberry Ranch the full and the weights in front, and Strawberry Ranch a long head, Disputed Pearl a length.
The 6th event over 2,600 metres and pretty ordinary field and some very, very weary horses towards the line. The winner, Maruka Court, was possibly as tired as any of them, but was holding a big break, which he easily maintained over the final 200 metres. Just inclined to shift ground a little bit, this flashy chestnut, in the final stages, but the others were too weary to take advantage of any tiredness in the winner. This is Maruka Court in the 6th.
Rider looking over his shoulder. He's 2 or 3 in front. He's throwing everything at this mare. She's 3 lengths in front of Commanding Order, Regal Nod, Silver Peak from a long way back with Ramusta. But Maruka Court at the 250-metre mark is out 4 lengths in front. Silver Peak, Ramusta will battle out the minors, but she's going to win well, Maruka Court. And in the run home, Maruka Court has won at about 2.5 to 3. Silver Peak second, 3/4 third. In the race is Remuster and then Commanding.
We haven't been hearing a lot of Harry White in recent weeks, but he's still an outstanding rider, as he underlined here with his victory in the 7th event on Artistic Princess. You'll notice White doesn't get flustered at all in the straight, just hands and heels, and he coaxes Artistic Princess home. Bookies took a few risks with this winner. 2's out to start 3 to 1, but just hands and heels, and I think a little bit in reserve from Harry White at the finish.
Chisango under the whip. 2 to Gallipoli Prince. The leaders have slipped away on him a little, and then Amstel King when they turn. Artistic Princess a neck in front of Sham for Chisango. Gallipoli Prince not going well back on the rail. Artistic Princess in front. Chisango on the outside trying to peg it back, but Artistic Princess is a half in front of Chisango, Shamfer and Warlike, and Artistic Princess won. Shamfer second, Chisango third, 4th Warlike.
Some spirited betting on the final event at Moonee Valley yesterday. There was plenty of money around to say Sister Shirley could score first up. She hadn't started since the VRC Oaks. I think she finished 6th in the Classic at Flemington in November. And first up over the 1,600 metres was a real task, but as much as 3 to 1 was bet about Sister Shirley, who firmed in to start short odds, about 13 to 8. And we'll show you the race first up, and then we'll come back and show you the slow-mo, and we'll let you make up your own mind what you think about this protest decision. She was actually second past the post and gained the race on protest.
To Sister Shirley, it's drifting out this leader there, clear of Parabaya, Campari Girl. In the straight they come, and the leader, True Warmth, about a half in front of Sister Shirley. It's True Warmth about 3/4 Sister Shirley, and then Campari Girl. True Warmth is hanging on from Sister Shirley, and True Warmth has won the last a half to Sister Shirley. 5 away third, Campari Girl, and then Parabaya.
OK, we'll go back and show you the slow-mo from just coming to the home turn. And you'll notice that True Warmth is shifting ground before they get to the corner and takes Sister Shirley wide. Now, Stewart later looked at the head-on of that section just before the turn and ruled that Michael Heaney, the rider of True Warmth, had actually struck Sister Shirley over the head with his whip. They said there was just enough room for doubt whether he did it deliberately. They took no action but warned him. Now, from this point, you can see True Warmth is comfortably holding Sister Shirley, who had an hour and a half to run down the leader if she'd been good enough. It must have been a line ball decision, but I guess that whip incident just before the home turn weighed heavily in the steward's mind. And I'm sure Sister Shirley took no ground from True Warmth in the final 150 metres. Both boys were able to ride their mounts out with the whip very vigorously. So, gee, it was a brave decision. The VRC stewards have come in for criticism in recent months, firstly over their disqualification of Melbourne Cup winning jockey Larry Olsen, who subsequently won his appeal, and also that protest in the Caulfield Guineas when Marwong was awarded the race. And I must admit I didn't agree with the Marwong decision. I'm not too sure about yesterday. The whip incident probably just carried the day for Sister Shirley. But that's our racing news this morning. Of course, Magic Million this week, Pat. You get yourself ready, aren't you?
God's wonder.
God's wonder.
I'll be there.
Bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, and plenty of money.
I'll be down there. You'll be there, of course, on holiday.
The first three past the post were all sired by Queensland horses. First and second came from Queensland's leading trainer, Des Burns from Dalby. Sea Cabin collected $500,000 for winning. Second was stablemate Regal Devotion, and third outsider Mean Eyes. On Saturday, it'll be the 2-year-old Colts fighting for another $1 million in prize money. Today, however, it was the fillies on show. Thousands turned out for the midweek race, and of course the crowd wasn't short of experts. Few tipped the winner, which started at 5 to 1.
Shandiga. I'm backing Larry Olsen on Regal Devotion. Flicks. Definitely.
Run over 1,200 metres on a new but dead Gold Coast track, Sea Cabin, ridden by Ken Russell, stormed home in the straight to pip Regal Devotion with Melbourne Cup winning jockey Larry Olsen on board.
Regal Devotion in front of Sea Cabin, then God's Wonder, Mean Eyes and El Shandiga. Regal Devotion in front, Sea Cabin cutting her down. Sea Cabin grabbed her. Sea Cabin beat Regal Devotion. Third
Trainer Des Burns couldn't believe his horses had won the biggest race of his career.
Tremendous.
The owner, Colin McAlpine, hugged his horse after the win.
Colin, just looking at your clothes there, you've got a bit of mud on you.
Well, I've got a bit of Sea Cabin on me. That's the whole thing, and I don't mind at all.
Sea Cabin cost $40,000 as a yearling. In 4 races, she's now won $525,000. Sea Cabin's next major assignment will be the VRC Oaks in Melbourne in the spring. Now to the treble and double information from today's meeting. The treble of 4, 16 and 8 paid an even $557. The double of 16 and 8 returned $88.
Phillies Magic Million first up, and Ken Russell and Sea Cabin triumphant here. And what a great training performance by Des Burns to provide the quinella. Unfortunately, we've got no audio on this event. Now it's Larry Olsen and Regal Devotion in front over on the inside. Now down the centre is Sea Cabin, who's running on strongly. God's Wonder struggling out in the centre of the track, and Mean Eyes battling on for third. Regal Devotion in front, but here's Ken Russell and Sea Cabin with giant strides on the outside. And I suppose it was only the last 50 metres that Sea Cabin was able to collar her stablemate and pick up the $500,000 first prize. Now we'll show you the start of the Colts Magic Million yesterday with the audio on it, and we'll come back and have a look at the slow-mo of this very, very interesting protest in the final 100 metres.
Gates open, racing, Unforeseen and Molokai Prince both slow to go. Bistro Bow, Wilsley Road and Good Time Dancer came out very quickly. Raised the tempo fast away, and Galahad from out wide is rushing across. He's one of the leaders charging onto the first turn. McGinty's Crown just behind the pace with Maha Fell, Merry Measure. Molokai Prince midfield, but he's wide. Irish Tempo midfield in company with Aces and Kings, and then Prince Regent, Rocky again. A length away, Luskin Court, Glowing Tribute second last, and Unforeseen had dropped out to the tail of the field. Galahad crossed and led at the 600 by 3/4. McGinty's Crown travelling up 3 deep. Bistro Bow in the centre. A length away, Wolseley Road, and then came Irish Impulse, followed by Molokai Prince very deep when they turn. Rocky again back in the pack, got into trouble. He hit the rail. Good Time Dancer got a run on the fence. He moved up to grab the lead from McGinty's Crown and Wolseley Road as they turn. Molokai Prince coming down the outside. outside with Prince Regent. Good Time Dancer tackled by Molokai Prince. Prince Regent putting in big strides on the outside. Prince Regent and Molokai Prince. Prince Regent, Molokai Prince, they split the line. It's a Queensland million. Prince Regent in a photo from Molokai Prince. Third, maybe Good Time Dancer from Luskin Court.
It was a Queensland million, but only for 20 minutes or so, after stewards upheld that protest by Ron Quinton, the rider of the runner-up Molokai Prince. Now let's look at the slow-mo of this incident. You can see that it's Good Time Dancer over on the inside. Now Molokai Prince has clear galloping room at this stage as Prince Regent comes down the outside, Marshall going for the whip. Now you can see Prince Regent duck in under pressure, and he does brush Molokai Prince, and Quinton momentarily has to stop riding. Marshall also stops riding, pulls Prince Regent off, and Quinton from this point has clear room to use his whip and doesn't miss a beat, whereas Prince Regent appeared to have a little in reserve with John Marshall just holding him off Molokai Prince. A very, very interesting decision there by stewards to uphold that protest. It's never nice to win a race on protest, but I guess in feature races it's even a little worse, but they're the rules of racing, and stewards, in their wisdom, upheld that protest. It did put a little bit of a dampener on the presentation, but, well, it's just a decision the Prince Regent connections will have to accept.
But I just was thinking about it as I listened to it on the radio yesterday. The pressure in the stewards' room must have been enormous. Well, I mean, there's a $425,000 difference in prize money, wasn't there?
Yeah, there's a big drop from $500,000 back to $75,000 as the second prize money. Tremendous pressure, and, well, you've got to have an opinion. I would have left the race with Prince Regent, and that seemed to be the general consensus. We can't really tell on that tape we showed there because it's not head-on. But, well, I have seen the head-on, and I'm of the opinion that Prince Regent should have kept the race. Well, the stewards have the final say, a bit like cricket umpires. Well, there was plenty of drama at Doomben yesterday as well. 5 jockeys outed: Graham Cook, David Furner, Chris Muntz, David Kelly and Lyle Appo, all out for until later in the month, and a stewards blitz there. Opening event went to the favourite, Our Grecian Valor, who, Our Grecian Valor, Andrew Cox, running on strongly after being in a difficult position coming to the turn.
Lord Barnaby next on the outside. Where's Our Grecian Valor? He's pulled into the extreme outside. He's starting to wind up. They've got 150 metres to go. War Eagle just in front of Mighty Charger. Double Silhouette can't win. Here's the danger. Our Grecian Valor's flying on the outside. He's going to get there. I think they're drawing to the line. They hit it, and he's made it. He's got there all right in the last stride, Our Grecian Valor, to win by a head over War Eagle. Third, maybe Lord Barnaby, and then Mighty Charger.
The consistent Cool Card earned his victory in the second event. He had to withstand a protest after a bit of a bumping duel at the 200 metres, but the margin quite decisive in a mixed day for Chris Muntz.
Command loomed up on the outside to hit the lead. Roller Dollar battling on fairly well, and Cool Card's coming out of the pack, and he's coming hard on the outside, Cool Card. It's Eastern Command in front. Cool Card grabbed him. Mahina on the outside making ground, but Cool Card shot away with 100 metres to go, and he's got it. It's Cool Card cruising to the line to win by a length on Mahina. Third in was Eastern Command.
The odds-on Pop Noble Adventure successful in the 2-year-old event. He led comfortably, kicked away in the straight, and it was quite a convincing performance. I think he's going to develop into a pretty handy youngster.
Better Perfume, Prince Dominic just behind them, followed by My Peccadillo. Noble Adventure the leader, 300 metres to go. Lisa Loves Diamond wanting to run about a little bit. Now Messingham releases the brakes on the favourite, and Noble Adventure dashed away from them, quickly put 3 or 4 lengths in them, and he's home and hose. He's got it won. Orange and Green making ground up into second place, then Prince Dominic, but an easy one for the favourite Noble Adventure. In fact, he's right up on him at the end, and he won by about 3 lengths. Orange and Green second, Prince Dominic third.
Fourth event was the Pandora Novice, and it was all the way to tiny apprentice Michael Boyce on Let's Try, who comfortably withstood challenges in the straight. Busk and Skadon, the place getters.
Then Busk to the outside. Salmar's making ground with Skadon, and right down the extreme outside is Elston, but still a fair way from them. 150 to go. Let's Try the leader. He's starting to feel the pinch a little bit now. Busk coming after him on the outside, but Let's Try is still nicely clear, close to the line. Yes, he's too good for them. He's going to win it. Let's Try first. Busk second. Tight for third, maybe Skadon just in front of Grand Abra.
They were the first 4 from Doomben yesterday. We're going to take a break in sports scene, graduation, and cheers for us with a storming finish. Was able to just get there from Jukebox Jury. I think there would have been a protest if the photo verdict hadn't gone his way. Cheers for us in the greenish colours in about 7th or 8th spot in the centre of the track.
Jukebox Jury pulled to the outside. He's winding up. Fieldy Speed's got a split on the inside. He dived through. Cheers for us on the extreme outside. Jukebox Jury just in front of Fieldy Speed. Jukebox Jury and Fieldy Speed. Jukebox Jury on the outside. Cheers for us coming at Jukebox Jury. They hit it. Jukebox Jury has won it by a nose, but he was boring out badly at the end. Jukebox Jury or Cheers for Us, and Foolish beat probably third.
Deceptive finish there. Cheers for Us on the outside by a touch. The sixth event, the Showdown Maiden, won by Marion Miss, who's been a real improver in recent weeks. At the Blue Light, battled on for second, and the favourite Pomp and Reward also went to the post pretty generously.
Floral Art coming to the outside, running on gamely, then Landris Joel. Marion Miss down the outside with Pomp and Reward, and at the Blue Light, here's Marion Miss coming home over the top of these leaders. Marion Miss dashed up to them, hit the lead. Pomp and Reward at the Blue Light, making ground at the end, but Marion Miss goes on and scores. Marion Miss first, tight second and third, Pomp and Reward or at the Blue Light.
Another victory for Premiership pace setter Brian York in the seventh with the odds on Pop Fun Gold. It was still a mile back at the home turn, but he ran on strongly to just get Smart Legend.
Break on them. 300 metres to go. He's about 2 in front. Smart Legend trying hard on the outside. Then Maludi Dynalone Boogie's challenge. And here's York bringing the favourite with a great run right down the outside. He's steaming home now, Fun Gold. I think he's going to get there. Yes, he's going home right over the top of them, Fun Gold. He grabs Smart Legend, and Fun Gold's going to get up and win it. They hit it. Fun Gold has just beaten Smart Legend with Cowboy third. One nearly fell about 50 yards.
Well, there was victory there to Brian York on Fun Gold, but he was out of luck in the final event. His mount Savoy Truffle was badly interfered with coming to the home turn. Made up a lot of ground, but Mr. Mercury, the promising three-year-old, was too good. Now it's Mr. Mercury in the brown colours, a horse with the white snip on the nose.
Start. Unique Memento hit the lead, 200 metres to go. Mr. Mercury coming after him on the outside, and he's going like a winner, although Savoy Truffle's coming after him quickly now. Pouting gets anxious, pulls the whip on Mr. Mercury. He starts to respond. He's holding Savoy Truffle. Mr. Mercury first, Savoy Truffle second, Swift Porter Unique Memento third.
Punters on target with the success of the favourite Mr. Mercury in the last at Doomben yesterday. One to follow, I think, Savoy Truffle. He didn't have a lot of luck. We're going to take a break now in Sports Scene and return to have a look at the Sydney meeting. Today at Rose Hill, Robert Thompson on target with a couple of winners, and he was quickly into stride, taking out the first event on Hot Block, who was well tried to start 2-1.
Zephyr Don and Star Reading forget about its prospects at the 300, and Grimace put the head in front of Bronze Empress. What's Cooking third, and then Hot Block coming home well under the big weight at the 200 metres. Grimace not going on. Bronze Empress, What's Cooking, Hot Block, now What's Cooking. Now on the outside, Zephyr Don. Hot Block, What's Cooking, Zephyr Don, What's Cooking in front, but Hot Block's coming at it, and Zephyr Don the outside. Oh boy, we've got Hot Block in the centre. We've got Zephyr Don on the outside, and What's Cooking's missed out on the inner, though. About a length on Major.
Great finish to the opening event, but a comfortable one for Lee K. Darn all the way in the second, scoring by 3.5 lengths.
Lee K. Darn, the leader, still about a length or so on Major Edition. A length of Ventuno. Bowie's doing absolutely nothing, and they've got to catch this leader, Lee K. Darn, and they're not catching him quickly enough. Lee K. Darn, in fact, accelerating. He's put about 4 lengths now on Major Edition, then Ventuno, and he's much improved. Lee K. Darn, he wins at about 4 lengths on the line to Major Edition. He's about 3 off.
Deceptive finish to the third. Dalkari heavily back to start 5-4, just edging out the 14-1 Pop British Raj.
50, and British Raj still shows the way. A half length on Dalkari. Terrace Gold can't win, and then Kilmore. 150 to go. British Raj and Dalkari. It's Dalkari cutting down British Raj, who will not give in. British Raj still in front of Dalkari, and British Raj in a head bobbing finish looks to have just beaten Dalkari. 3 deep.
Fourth event, Sir Clairon slowly away and patiently ridden, comes storming down the centre of the track in those red and yellow colours, about 10 off the fence.
Down the outside, here's Sir Clairon at the 200, and Sir Clairon dashes to the lead from Super Seal, and then Superphilia on the extreme outside. It's Sir Clairon just in front from Super Seal. Sir Clairon boring in on Super Seal, and then Superphilia. Sir Clairon the leader. Sir Clairon's won the money. Sir Clairon a nose to Super Seal, third Superphilia, and Rocket Lad.
The talented Thompson successful in the fifth on Blue Rika, horse in blinkers and black sleeves and cap.
Himself bailed away at the 250, and Blue Rika puts the head in front. LA Streak comes at him solidly now, and Grillette not getting much room. Blue Rika in front. LA Streak on the outside. LA Streak going out after Blue Rika. Rob Thompson getting everything out of Blue Rika, and Blue Rika comes away from LA Streak at a very good performance. Blue Rika from LA Streak. Third home was Grillette, and so
field of 5 in the sixth event, but it's a race caller's nightmare with the short half head and a long head. The margins. Melissa's Belle just successful.
150. Barker hands and heels on the leader, So Joyful. On the outside, Blue Pulse is making So Joyful race now at a half length. Melissa's Belle. Barker pulls the whip on So Joyful. Blue Pulse is coming at it with Melissa's Belle in the centre. Another small field, another tight race. Blue Pulse on the outside going home best. Oh, gee, look, Blue Pulse on the outside, per medium of the fact she is there. Pekamagess
Well, it's Melissa's Belle who got the verdict there. The 7th event, the Parramatta Cup, and Rajamar booked around the heels of the leader at this stage in the purple and pink colours and comes right away from this point.
Race to its lunchtime. They get the better of Western Ace and Ferris King on the outer, but Rajamar, Cassidy, he gets the best of Rajamar today, and Rajamar racing away from Ferris King at its lunchtime, and Rajamar wins the Parramatta Cup about 4 lengths. Second, Ferris King, third, its lunchtime. Bay of Plenty angling.
You won't see too many finish quicker than this. Nullarbor Prince in the last hop from Bay of Plenty. Nullarbor Prince absolutely flying.
King of Indies on the outside. Full beat sticking on, and here's Bay of Plenty poking up on the inside. Not quite enough room at the moment. Black Sateen still shows the way. Bay of Plenty getting more room. He's coming quickly now, Bay of Plenty. Black Sateen in front. Bay of Plenty flies. Another Prince out of the ground. Got up and won. Unbelievable but true.
Well, it is believable. Nullarbor Prince. It was the last hop, and it was a very, very quick finish from Nullarbor Prince. That was the Sydney meeting yesterday. We're going to take a break and come back and have a look at Sandown. The news on the finance pages of late that he certainly was prominent in the racing pages after the success of his Bletchingley filly Boardwalk Angel in the opening event yesterday, and impressive she was too. You can notice her working her way up on the outside of the leader here, and the jockey very confident. He goes for home from here, and she goes on to score by 2.5 lengths.
Boardwalk Angel clear of Crest Grim, and then came Snow Bubble and Anonym Girl. Boardwalk Angel well clear, and it's striding away to win easily. Boardwalk Angel wins about 2.5 lengths. Creskin second, Snow Bubble got up for third, fourth Anonym Girl, long gap further back Port. Raw Edge.
Second event went to Brent Thompson on retainer, who got the better of the leader Raw Edge about 100 metres from home and drew away to score by almost 2 lengths.
The rider's gone for it, but Retainer's gone up at the 200 to tackle it, and they've got it between them. Raw Edge just in front, Retainer coming home a bit the better, has drawn level, Retainer's hit the front. And the Retainer's going on to win it. He's much too strong. For Raw Edge second, and Dew Doors got up for third in front of Norgman Hunter and a Credit. In the straight,
third event went to Bahrain, horse with the green cap, moving up to take over at this stage. Luther's Luck, Grand Old Campaigner's last, but making up territory and eventually finishes second.
With 200 to go, though, he's about a length to Moonlight Bandit. Luther's Luck is struggling on the outside. Bahrain in front, Luther's Luck trying hard. I don't think he's going to get there. And Bahrain's going to go on and win it about a length and a quarter to Luther's Luck. Very close for third. Maybe Cara one got third. Superior Way.
Very cold and confident ride by Harry White with victory on Superior Way in the fourth over 2,400 metres. Just cantering up to the leaders now.
Back Superior Way coasting alongside. He's got a big grip on it still. Then Waratah Bay and Candleford. Superior Way the leader with about 150 to go. Now he asked her to go. And Superior Way under hands and heels from Harry draws away to win by 2 lengths to Educate. Good go for third. Candleford's hung on to run third in front of Waratah Bay. Tennessee Baines.
A cakewalk for Under a Cloud and Pat Highland in the fifth event. Shows great acceleration from this point.
Down, there's a scramble, and Under a Cloud has shot well clear at the 300. It looks to have it won. Tennessee Baines can't get a run anywhere, and Under a Cloud about 6 lengths in front now. From on the outside west of France, and also coming home of Buliance and 'Tis the Season. But Under a Cloud's won by 3 or 4 lengths. Close for the minors between west of France and 'Tis the Season from Under a Cloud. It's likeable.
Sixth event went to Clavelli Bay, the grey, coming from last. And look at this storming finish.
It's gobbling them up. Clavelli Bay swamped them in a few strides at the 200, hit the front from All Reasons. Clavelli Bay shooting away from All Reasons now with about 150 to go. And they were followed further back by Highboard running on, but Clavelli Bay's going to walk in. Goes down to win by 2 lengths. Highboard second. Stardom Lane got up for third from Fast and Furious.
Clavelli Bay's stablemate Havelock's Pride landed some good bets in taking out the 7th, coming down the centre of the track.
Markville running on, but Havelock's Pride has shot to the lead. 200 to go, and the leader Havelock's Pride. From Place Your Order on the inside, and then Markville followed by Indian Bow, but it's a Tommy Harrison double. Havelock's Pride is going to walk in. Races away to score by 3 lengths to Markville. Third was Indian Bow. Well,
Hello Girl was always prominent, then just inclined to shift ground a little bit in the straight, but scores well from Marcelot.
So is Numia Lass. With about 200 to go, Walhalla Girl took the lead. Marcelot coming at them. Lady Bruton getting through in the centre. It's Walhalla Girl hanging off the track in front now from Marcelot as they get near the line. And Walhalla Girl's going on to win from Marcelot. Lady Bruton third. Numia Lass fourth, followed then Feather the Nest. Next is Nan Crest.
That's our racing segment this morning, and what an action-packed week it has been. A very successful Magic Millions promotion, double-header down there Thursday and Saturday. And the action continues today with the yearling sales starting at 11 a.m. So if you're in that coast area, I suggest you duck over. There's going to be plenty of refreshments provided and some big prizes, I'm sure, for the yearlings. And that sale will continue tomorrow. The tip is that lot 126 could be the sale topper from Sedgenhoe Stud. And she's a Sir Tristram filly out of an Irish mare, so I think they're looking at somewhere in the order of 300,000 plus for that filly. It's going to be a very interesting sale given the stock exchange crash and some suggestions that the prices may be down. But that's our
Make up your own mind. Now, this is the head-on. You can see Prince Regent, Marshall pulling the whip. Now, he gets in on top of Molokai Prince for, I suppose, 3 or 4 strides. The horses are certainly brushing. I wouldn't call it severe bumping, but he is forcing Molokai Prince in probably a horse at this stage. Now, Marshall puts the whip away and pulls Prince Regent off Molokai Prince, who has clear galloping room from this point. I suppose that's about the 50-metre mark, and Quinton going for the whip desperately. Now, Prince Regent seemed to have a little in reserve there, but as the stewards did point out, that it is their duty to decide whether Prince Regent cost Molokai Prince a head. If you took it strictly along those lines, I guess there would be grounds to uphold the protest. I still believe Prince Regent was the better horse on the day.
I think a good innovation, though, that the fact that our viewers have been allowed to actually see that footage.
Oh, I think it's tremendous for public confidence in the stewards. The stewards made their decision, they have to stand by it, and I don't think there's any reason they should hide the head-on. It should be public property. Once they've made their decision, bets have been paid out.
OK, well, there it is. I think I may have changed my mind after seeing the head-on.
Well, it's very interesting, but Ray Murray deserves full credit for releasing that to the public. Well, Ken Russell, the former Brisbane jockey, has been really firing in Sydney. We're going to show you the highlights of the treble legs from Randwick yesterday, and Russell figures very prominently in all of them. He took out the opening leg on Snow Chief.
Then comes Snow Chief, and Toscanini heads the others. Over the rise, and Oda a half length clear on Border Raid. A length the Snow Chief starting to run into it, and 2 to ambush Toscanini, then stack the deck. A Noda at the distance, just in front from Border Raid and Snow Chief. Stack the deck, warming up, and so's Toscanini. It's Snow Chief taking the lead now from Border Raid, and Noda, then Toscanini coming at Snow Chief, but Snow Chief hanging on for grim death, and it'll win. Snow Chief wanted a half length to Toscanini. Solvare flew for third.
Larry Olsen and Ken Russell have fought out some very exciting finishes in feature races recently, the Epsom Handicap and the Phillies Magic Million, to name 2. And yesterday they were at it again, Quinellering the middle leg of the Randwick treble. Regal native Larry Olsen successful. Best Report ridden by Ken Russell, the runner-up.
Over the rise, Best Report more than a length on Regal native. Forget Vanbrugh. Then Island Joe, and it's lunchtime, but down to the 200 metres. A race into Regal native, goes after Best Report, and 2 lengths to its lunchtime. Regal native hits the lead from Best Report, then it's lunchtime. Regal native ahead in front, now a neck in front of Best Report, and then it's lunchtime. And Regal native's going to score. Had an inclination to shift in a little over the last bit, but he's too good to fave Regal native, and he wins from Best Report, and it's lunchtime.
Can't keep a good man down. Ken Russell bouncing back to take out the final leg of the Randwick treble on Prankster. The former Queenslander Count Henri a game second. Now it's Count Henri, the horse with the baldy face and the purple colours, getting a run over towards the inside.
Sabres shows the way. Second placing on the outside, Brixton Town. Count Henri struggles on, and then Regiment. And Prankster putting in a charge right down the outside. Sabres in front. Here comes Prankster. By God, he's finishing quickly. And Prankster gobbles up Sabres clear of Count Henri. And Prankster draws away on the latter part. And Prankster for the money. Prankster beat Count Henri. Tied for third, Sabres prominent with Brixton.
Good first-up performance by Count Henri there, and I think he's one to follow. He's a very smart 3-year-old. Well, the Melbourne action was at Moonee Valley yesterday. We've got the treble highlights of the Melbourne meeting. First leg went to Devil's Dare, trained by Colin Hayes. Now, at this stage, it's Rockledge Raider and Crush fighting it out. Devil's Dare runs on strongly.
It's hanging on, its condition starting to give out. Rockledge Raider coming at it again on the inside. Rockledge Raider's gone up, hit the front. Devil's Dare will beat them all. Devil's Dare's got up and won it. Devil's Dare's got up and beaten Rockledge Raider by about a long head.
Queensland also represented at Moonee Valley yesterday, the middle leg of the treble down there. Solarain, the 3-year-old filly, and a very gallant second. She just tired the last little bit. She was inclined to race a bit greenly coming to the turn. Not surprisingly, her first go left-handed, and In Wonderland was just a shade too seasoned for her.
Solarain's tackling Golden Unicorn and In Wonderland, the 3 of them almost in line. In Wonderland hung out, interfered with Golden Unicorn. Solarain's coming out, but at In Wonderland's finding plenty and is going to hang on and win. In Wonderland has defeated Solar Rain a half length. 3 lengths to Golden Unicorn. I got very...
A typically cool Greg Hall ride gave our draw victory in the 7th event from Moonee Valley. Hall, just content to go to the post hands and heels, had a little up his sleeve.
Seeger's fighting back on the inside. Turn for home ahead in front, but our draw looks to be going better. A length and a half, Mr. Rubble. Historic can't win. Our draw has taken the lead. On the outside, Mr. Rubble out after it. Our draw hard ridden, holding it at bay though. And our draw is going on to win and win nicely. Our draw wins by a length and a quarter to Mr. Rubble. A half head to Seeger third. 2 lengths away.
Eagle Farm yesterday, the first leg of the TAB treble, the third event, and a rather controversial finish here. There was a double protest, the third place getter protesting against both the runner-up Burglars Union and the winner Felton. Bemidji Flash eventually did get second. The winner Felton, cleverly ridden by Shane Scriven.
To go. The little boy snuck a look over the shoulder. He's about a length and a half in front of Felton, who's coming after him pretty quickly on the outside. It's Burglars Union just in front of Felton. Burglars Union and Felton. Felton's moved up to have a crack at Burglars Union. Felton the outside. Burglars Union the inside. Felton's just in front of Burglars Union. Felton ahead in front of Burglars Union as they hit the wire, and Felton has beaten Burglars Union. Bemidji Flash has got third, then Clubar Lunge and Defilace.
Fifth event was the main sprint. Let Me Tell led comfortably turning for home, but he tied in the straight, and Gold Jade and late Royal Samurai were just a little too strong for him. I think Royal Samurai is going to be better suited over more ground. He's the grey horse, back in about 6th place at this stage, right on the rails.
Then Power Arrow, Robbie and Steel, Raptus and Royal Samurai. Let Me Tell still the leader, 250 metres to go. He's getting a little bit anxious on him now. He's hanging on pretty well. Let Me Tell about a length in front of Gold Jade. Royal Samurai making ground on the inside. Gold Jade now throwing down the gauntlet to Let Me Tell. Royal Samurai flying up on the rails. It's going to be a boil over by the looks of it. Gold Jade just in front as they hit the wire. Gold Jade first. Gold Jade beat Royal Samurai. Third, Let Me Tell. Fourth, Robbie and Steel.
7th event went to the Grand New South Wales country performer Bay Hunter, who chalked up his 15th success when he led comfortably from the middle stages, under plenty of pressure in the straight, but he fought on very strongly. The favourite, Bold Princess, was chopped out in the middle part and was never really a winning threat after that.
Metres to go, and the leader Dudlass coming up hard on the outside to tackle Bay Hunter. Bay Hunter about a neck in front of Dudlass. On the outside, Captain Courageous, then Boston Princess. Dudlass joins Bay Hunter. They're locked together. Bay Hunter's kicking again on the inside. Bay Hunter just in front of Dudlass. Bay Hunter a neck in front of Dudlass, and Bay Hunter's too strong for Dudlass. Beats her a neck. It's Bay Hunter first, Dudlass second, tight third, Icy Nip or Boston Princess.
Well, they're our racing highlights this morning. We've got meetings this week at Bundamba on Tuesday and at Doomben on Wednesday. Pat, back to you.
OK, Bart, thank you very much. First week...
Superbly. He settled him back well in the field and then ran on strongly. This is, in fact, a little error here. This is race 5. And the success by On the Ropes, who's running on very strongly. This is another promising young rider, Scott Seamer. Now, it's On the Ropes coming to the outside, one from the outside, the horse with the white hood, and watch him pick them up quickly. In the last 50 or 60 metres, he really lunges. A tremendous finish to the flying yesterday at Eagle Farm. On the Ropes from the outside, a great trial for the Burnborough handicap, and those finishing strides really suggest that the 16-15 metres of the Burnborough handicap next Saturday is going to suit him admirably. I'm sorry about that, but young Wayne Bryant did ride superbly on Cedar Boy in the 4th event. Now we'll switch back to Sydney, where we've got the treble highlights from yesterday. And the first leg of the Sydney treble went to Regal Native. He's a very, very promising 4-year-old. He's only lightly raced. You can see them coming through the gloom and doom there. Regal Native wrapping up a hat-trick here.
Will Echo immediately under pressure, and So Tip goes to the lead. Regal Native after him. Carver's due dropping off. Forget Will Echo. And at the 150, and Regal Native kicked away here. He's more than a length on So Tip, followed then by Common Sense. But Regal Native, isn't he an improved horse? He's going to notch up the hat-trick here. He's about 2 in front of So Tip and Common Sense, and Regal Native untroubled. Regal Native from So Tip and Common Sense, then Will Echo and Carver's Jute.
3 on the trot, and there's more to come for Regal Native. Of course, the main event at Randwick yesterday was the Challenge Stakes. It was mooted as another clash between Snippets and At Sea. It was a little bit of a fizzer. Snippets, the 3-year-old, just clearly too good. He's a very, very exciting 3-year-old, and Mike Willis, he's got a great stud prospect here as well.
Snippets about 3/4 to a length clear on At Sea. 2 to Lynn's Love, and then Plum Shore and Dream Faith, but at the 220, and Snippets and Peter Cook. Cook sitting as quiet as a church mouse. Snippets safely holding At Sea, followed by the Queensland mare Lynn's Love, but Snippets shaken up by Cook, kicks away from At Sea, then Lynn's Love, but Snippets is going to win brilliantly, all the way in fact, and Snippets 2 1/4 lengths on the line to At Sea. Third Lynn's Women's Love, followed by High Regard.
The good news for the Queensland Winter Carnival is that trainer Max Lees is talking very positively about bringing snippets up, particularly with a race like the Rothmans 100,000 in mind. The final leg of the Randwick treble yesterday, and another very promising 3-year-old, Weight in Gold from the Brian Mayfield Smith stable. He won with a lot in hand, and I'm sure we're going to hear a lot of this exciting Luskin Star 3-year-old.
General followed by Cardiac around the bend. Sober's the outside and Pleasant Express taken on by Prudhoe Bay, then Country Club, Butterfly Star, Stimulus, and one Weight in Gold. About 5 in line to the 250, where Butterfly Star grabs Prudhoe Bay, Stimulus battles on, and on the outside, Weight in Gold in the Fox colours putting in his claim, and Weight in Gold quickly dashed up and headed off Butterfly Star, and then comes on the inside Country Club, but Weight in Gold, although towering close to home's a little too good, and Weight in Gold wins it a long neck to Butterfly Star, third Country Club, then Coup.
He was getting a little weary close to the line, Weight in Gold, but a class above his rivals there. It was Caulfield, the venue for Melbourne racing yesterday, and the first leg of the treble down there went to Harry White on a ring wobbler. Lady Lindlam, 9-2 out to 7-1. She was poised just behind the leaders, went on strongly to defeat Walhalla Girl.
In the straight, top sell over on the inside of those horses, and Lady Lindlam bullocking away out from Miss Munda. Walhalla Girl's got to the front, however, at the 200 from Lady Lindlam. Walhalla Girl in front, Lady Lindlam coming at it. He's gone for the whip on Walhalla Girl. Lady Lindlam threw her head sideways there, but she's coming home too well, and Lady Lindlam's got up to beat Walhalla Girl. Third, Miss Munda from Justino Marcelot.
Well, Greg Hall was very confident on Tennessee Vane in the middle pin of the Caulfield treble yesterday. He settled the filly back third last in the early stages in the big field, a little bit of a surprise. He circled them coming towards the home turn, and Tennessee Vane just rocketed away in the straight. An eye-catching performance. She's the filly in the yellow cap near the outside, and look at her acceleration.
Tennessee Vane's cantered up to them out wide. Tennessee Vane's raced to the lead, 200 to go. He hasn't let it go yet. Then Havelock's Pride coming from the rear. Now he says go. Tennessee Vane sprints away. It's all over. And the first Peter Jackson goes to Tennessee Vane. Havelock's Pride a gallant second. Count Comoran third. Then Century Judge Aston.
Tennessee Vane may back up on Tuesday, which is a little bit of a surprise. Trainer Angus Armanasco is gearing her up for a very big autumn, and I think we're going to hear a lot of her in the next few weeks. The final treble leg from Caulfield yesterday went to Dashing Kiwi, who's off now to Tasmania. He's going to tackle the Derby down there on February the 6th.
Band's doing nothing at the moment, nor is Pure Chic, who's absolute as they turn for home. With 300 to go, and Educate kicked away. Drew about 2 lengths in front again of Nondescript. Dashing Kiwi looks the danger with Under Oath, but the leader Educate with 200 to go led a length and a half to Dashing Kiwi, then Under Oath. It's still Educate in front. Dashing Kiwi getting it though. It's finishing the better Dashing Kiwi on the outside, and Dashing Kiwi gets up to beat Educate. But 2 to third, fourth Under Oath. Then 2 lengths.
We'll switch back now to Brisbane and Eagle Farm yesterday. The bookies were cheering after the first leg of the treble here. The third event was the Fillies and Mares Novice, and what a wonder. This is the first leg of young Bryant's double. The mare was awkwardly drawn. He elected to go back towards the inside to the rear of the field, then gained a split in the straight, and what a wonder, really powered home.
Dashed up on the outside, ran to the lead. Pantomime's Dame into second place. Smart Legend on the outside. Veiled Princess is still there, and here comes What a Wonder. What a Wonder's flying through in the middle. She's steaming home right over the top of them. She grabbed them. What a Wonder burst to the lead with 100 metres to go, and she's shooting away. Astral Way making ground for second, then goes Zephyr, Piccadilly last, but What a Wonder's too classy, and What a Wonder raced on to win by 3 lengths. Astral Way second.
Gold Coast trainer Ben Moore was out of luck early in the day with Persian World, but in the 5th event, the Flying, as we saw earlier on the ropes, who in the straight searched desperately for the best part of 200 metres to get a run. Once he got into the clear on the ropes, rocketed home to have his rivals just that. Now he's the horse in the white hood, inside the grey horse Royal Samurai, and watch how he has to switch out.
Top the ton, and here's Palomino Star. He's flying on the outside. Palomino Star picking up the leaders. Palomino Star and Top the ton. Royal Samurai coming through in the middle. El Jadadi, I'm a Rabbit on the inside. Have a look at this for a go. Top the ton's got his nose in front on the ropes from nowhere, and he got them. He came from nowhere. He jumped up out of the ground and got them on the ropes.
Bigger knockout punch than Mike Tyson on the ropes to succeed there. The final leg, and Star of Luskin, who landed a big plunge when he scored at his Brisbane debut a few weeks back, went on with the job yesterday. Another very good performance. He didn't beat great opposition. He didn't carry a lot of weight, but he's running time, and it looks as though that he's going to quickly get through these early restricted ranks.
By Captain Courageous, and then Bold Duo and Kitty Moon to the outside. He hasn't let go on this favourite as yet. It's Star of Luskin under double wraps in front, leading by 2 lengths on Captain Courageous. He's now second, Captain Courageous. Now he goes for home on Star of Luskin, and he burnt away from them. Captain Courageous second, Killymoon third on the outside, but it's another easy victory to Star of Luskin. Star of Luskin by 3 lengths. Second, either Captain Courageous or Killymoon, then Absgate Murata.
I think you can mark that name down, Star of Luskin. He's going to be short odds at his next couple of runs, but he should get the prize. Now, a couple of highlights we'd like to show you. In Sydney yesterday in the 6th event, there was a protest. It involved Mick Dittman, who was first past the post on Social Time. The runner-up was Killer Khan, and Kevin Moses, the rider of Killer Khan, entered an objection for interference over the final couple of 100 metres. Now, we'll show you the slow-mo of this, and you can see that the horses do move around a little bit. They're coming down the centre of the track, and it's Social Time in those yellow colours, and you can see the vigour of Dittman already hard at work on the whip. On his immediate inside is Killer Khan. Now, both horses do wobble around a little bit, and the stewards obviously felt that they contributed to the fact that they brushed just on a couple of occasions. Here you can see them getting very close together. Social Time drifting in a little bit. Killer Khan, who's a big, awkward galloper, appeared to become unbalanced, and the winning margin not great. But I think the fact that Killer Khan also was moving around influenced stewards to dismiss that protest there. The other highlight we want to show you from the southern events is in race 3 at Caulfield yesterday, and Angus Armanasco and Greg Hall, who scored later with Tennessee Vane, have a very smart youngster here in Zedative. It's Kingston Heritage in front, but look at Zedative, giant strides down the outside. Now he's the early favourite now for the Blue Diamond, the Hang 10 Blue Diamond late in February. You can see Greg Hall just gives him a couple of cuts around the backside to keep his mind on the job. He's got a lovely fluent action, and I think he's a horse that really is destined for the big time. That Blue Diamond coming up is going to be a great race. Now, we've had the news during the week. Unfortunately, Rubiton has suffered an injury, and he's a horse a little bit like Kingston Town. He really captured the hearts of the racing public, and it's a tragedy, but he's bowing out with a great record, and he's going to Mike Willisey's stud with, well, I think a tremendous stud potential. Mike Willisey has some excellent stallions lined up there at his Cootamundra property, but I think Rubiton's going to fit in very nicely. And we've got this special report coming through and backgrounding just what has happened with Rubiton in recent days.
Over 15 years ago, when a 3-year-old called Sobar brilliantly won the Caulfield Cup, the racing world sat up and took notice of a champion. Bill Collins raved about him.
He mightn't be a tullock, but he's not far short of it, and Sobar's won by 2 lengths.
And jockey Harry White was emphatic about his brilliance. In the spring of 1987, Harry was singing the praises of another horse, another champion. His name, Rubiton.
Wide, but this is walked in Rubiton. It's 4 or 5 in front. It's going to win by 5 lengths. Dazzling Duke second. Caledonian Boy running on with Princely Heart Battle for third.
When the big money was up for grabs and all the top horses were there to grab it in the spring last year, Rubiton took the leading role while the rest became extras. He was damn near unbeatable.
Society Bay in front with 100 to go. Rubiton got on terms, took the lead, and he's too good, Rubiton. He's coming away from Society Bay.
But now those wins and all the others are just a memory. Rubiton's racetrack career has come to an end. A bowed tendon signalling a premature finale to a racehorse that could have been anything. Part owner, David Bayliss.
The tendon trouble that developed last Thursday simply didn't go away as the vet first thought it would. There was still heat in his leg on Monday, so my Sydney partners decided to send over their vet, experienced in ultrasound technology, and it did show that he has what they call a grade 3 tendon strain, which normally means 6-month spell.
If Bayliss was disappointed with the news, this man was devastated. Harry White fled to his country Victorian property at Gisborne after hearing on Wednesday that his partnership with Rubiton was over.
No other words for it. It was really shocking news. I must say I didn't sleep very well last night. You know, I thought at the worst he might just miss running in the one race, but to think that he won't ever race again, it's hard to really sink that in.
Over the years, we've seen some great partnerships between horse and rider. Roy Higgins and Little Light Fingers is perhaps the best known example. But what makes champions click together?
There's no doubt about it. A horse and rider, at certain times they do click, and no doubt that this was one occasion that Rubiton and I got on extra good. There's a horse behind us. We got on well too, Think Big, but as you say, but it's why is it? Well, it's probably the love for one another. It's just simple as that, you know. It's like people. They meet someone, they go and get married. It's the same type of thing, I think.
Harry mentioned Think Big, his other great mate, the horse aboard which he won 2 Melbourne Cups in 1974 and 75. Only one of 3 horses to win the Cup in successive years, the others being the legendary Archer and Rain Lover. Now Think Big, rising 18, lives a life of leisure at Harry's property. He shares the farm with many head of cattle, a dog and sundry other animals. But it's easy to see that Harry reserves his kindest attention for Think Big. And the great old horse even gives his approval when his master waxes lyrical about Rubiton.
No doubt, after hearing the bad news, that it's the right decision. I couldn't bear to be leading him back one day crippled. That would be the ultimate disappointment. You know, so it's the only way to go, the way they've gone with him. And I'm looking forward to riding some baby Rubitons in about 3 years' time.
You think we'll ever see one as good as him again?
Well, you know, I reckon they're few and far between, Peter, but I hope I don't have to wait as long before I find another one. It was so bad to this fella was some, well, 20-odd years nearly. It was, yeah. So I just hope it's not as long as that. Now that he's gone, they might miss what... Australians are funny. They only miss when they haven't got it. Now, he's gone now, the horse. But he would have won anywhere in the world, no doubt about that. And he would have raced against any horse that they wanted to put up against him. He would have given any horse a race from say 6 furlongs to a mile and a half. And I just hope that people, as I said before, well now, it's disappointing that they only, you know, Australians are a bit that way inclined that when they're the champions in their own backyard. I mean, if you came from overseas or New Zealand, a bone crusher, they, you know, people raved about a horse like that. The best horse they had was in their own backyard. And just hope that they realise that now. You know.
Of those 7 races you planned, what was the best win?
Oh, the Cox Plate was our ultimate. We hoped to win that with him. But his actual best win to me was his Underwood Stakes Day. It was a tremendous win. It was the way he did it. He just went round those horses like they were maidens, and they were the top weight for age horses in the country. Didn't give them any respect whatsoever in beating them. Just went past them like they were, you know, maidens.
What about your memory of the last time you rode in the McKinnon Stakes and you came to the furlong?
Yeah.
If you had been sitting on any other horse, you would have thought you would have been beaten, but...
Courage. It was all courage. The horse was probably getting near the end of his preparation. He was worn out. He was tired. When I say worn out, he was tired. And it was just sheer courage. That race will always stick in my mind, his last race, for those reasons. It was a courage win.
Trained any particular way to win a certain race? Is there any race that Rubiton could not have won?
No. Could have won the Melbourne Cup. We would have won the Caulfield Cup. We'd have run it by about 6 lengths. He was a handicap certain. He only had 52 kilos. And we knew this, so we scratched him, or the owner scratched him, I think it was about maybe 3 weeks prior to it, so they wouldn't be tempted to run because they wanted to follow a weight for age program, with the ultimate being the Cox Plate, which came off. But he would have won the Caulfield Cup, no doubt in the world.
Finally, you've won 4 Melbourne Cups now.
Yeah.
Did Rubiton give you a thrill that was bigger than any of those Melbourne Cups?
Yes, I must say I did, really. A tear came to my eye, I would say, when he won the Cox Plate. I had my doubts because he'd got beaten in the Caulfield Stakes the run prior. I had my doubts about it, a lot of doubts, and I rode him the way I wanted to ride him in that race. I put my head on the chopping block. I did everything my way, and it came off, and I had I probably did have a bit of a tear in my eye. I think I did.
Rubiton's getting out. Our Poetic Prince has claimed the leaders on the turn. Rubiton and Fair Sir out after it. It's Our Poetic Prince in front. Rubiton stumbled, bumped into Fair Sir. Our Poetic Prince a length in front. Rubiton gets balanced, races up on the outside. Rubiton's hit the front, and Rubiton's won the Cox Plate.
Rubiton's value is estimated at about $4.84 million. But he'll be remembered for more than being a valuable horse. We'll remember him as a horse which in the spring of 1987 proved to us all that although fame can be fleeting, memories of a champion never leave us.
with a well-timed burst about the 100-metre mark, and a great training performance by Len Bryant, Cedar Boy having only his second start in 13 months. He's a 7-year-old, but I still think he's got a bit of racing and a bit of winning to do yet. I think his performance on Tuesday really silenced a lot of critics because he was resuming after a break. The 1,200 metres around Moonee Valley wasn't really expected to be his forte, but he beat them and beat them decisively. And I think it's going to be a great autumn carnival for Vo Rogue, and I think it's tremendous for Queensland also that our own jockey Cyril Small has been accompanying him in the wins in the south. And he's going to take on Bone Crusher and a couple of others in the Australian Cup in March, and at this stage I think Vo Rogue's entitled to be a short price favourite to beat Bone Crusher. That's going to be great news for Queensland.
That's a big if, beating Bone Crusher, especially down there.
I think he will do it.
You do?
Yeah, the thing about Vo Rogue that we don't really appreciate him here in Queensland because he's so much better the left-handed direction.
Yeah, I was going to say, isn't that a big difference for a horse?
Well, a lot of horses it is, yes, and Vo Rogue is obviously one of those. His jockey, Cyril Small, estimates there's about a 6 lengths difference. That's tremendous. When you get to top class, 6 lengths, you know, means winning or running about 8th in those good races. And it's unfortunate that he hasn't really reproduced that form here in Queensland, but we can follow it very closely and cheer. I think we can cheer loud enough to make those Victorians hear us.
Actually, I don't want to digress too much, but we had a story during the week that you'll like. This girl's going to run up the Empire State Building to try and beat the Yanks at their own game.
Yeah.
She won the Australian equivalent at the Rialto in Melbourne. And the problem is that stairways in America go up to the left and we go up to the right. And she's got to learn how to run the other way because her left arm isn't strong enough.
That won't worry Mrs. Poncini. She's a very good runner.
You know her?
Yes.
You're one up on me?
I wouldn't like to chase her up steps or along the flat either.
I used to chase her up hills in fun runs and it was very inspiring, I can tell you.
Well, we're going to show you a highlight of racing yesterday from New Zealand. It was the Wellington Cup, and here's another girl who can run pretty quickly, Darius Fun. She was the first mare to take out the event in 28 years, and she did it with a flying finish. She was patiently ridden by Gary Stewart, and in the final 200 metres, once the split came in the centre, Darius Fun just bolted right away. She's had a very lengthy campaign. She raced in Melbourne in the spring and has had quite a few runs since returning to New Zealand, and I think she might be pleased that the connections are now going to give her a little break. This is how Darius Fun took out the Wellington Cup over 3,200 metres yesterday at Trentham.
Up to the turn in the Cup, about 4.50 to go, and Koch King will lead them in from Dungarvan. Poised to challenge on the outside is Threesome. Double Lang is next. Empire Rose is next, followed in by Gallipoli. And just over 200 to go, and Koch King's the leader. Here's Threesome and here's Empire Rose, and down the outside, Vanderol's coming into it. Darius Fun's getting a split through as well. They're right across the track. Darius Fun's got to the lead now, from on the outside is Vanderol. Then we've got Empire Rose, Double Lang, but Darius Fun's home for the money, won it easily. Vanderol second.
Darius Fun taking out the Wellington Cup yesterday. Well, here at home there was a class act on show also at Doomben, with Prince Anton taking out the second event at Doomben yesterday. He was resuming after a break. Carried 54 kilos, which represents a kilo overweight for age. Some people a little disappointed with his performance, but I thought it was a star-studded effort, and he's off to Sydney now. He'll probably run in the Expressway Stakes at Warwick Farm in about 3 weeks' time, and I think he's going to be a worthy representative for Queensland in the big feature races in the south. This is how Prince Anton resumed at Doomben yesterday. Scores by almost 3 lengths.
Zing, and Raptors at the rear. He's going for Prince Anton now, 250 metres to go. He's still 2 lengths in front of High Sport, let me tell. Izing to the outside, Prince Anton in front. He pulls the whip on him. He's 2 lengths clear. High Sport running second. Raptors making ground quickly on the outside, but the little Prince is back with a winning burst this afternoon, and Prince Anton was able to go on and score. Second money to Raptors.
Well, there's not much doubt the best performance of the day at Doomben yesterday came from the Caloundra-trained Gallant Ruler in the 6th event. Now, he was slowly away, and over 1,110 metres at Doomben, that's usually the end of the section. But Gallant Ruler, despite 55 kilos and steering a very wide berth, was able to maintain a great run from about the 800 metres, and in the end he was drawing away again. We'll pick them up as they come towards the home turn, and you can see Gallant Ruler is very, very deep on the track. He's the horse with the baldy face. He's actually inside only one horse, which was Lord Camellia, and in the straight, when most thought that he would tire, he was really going on with the job. Here's the 6th event from Doomben yesterday, and I think the run of the day.
Bay going up 3 and 4 wide to tackle them. Behind them is Apia, then Fasting. Gallant Ruler making a long run right around the field. Bundy Flyer getting up towards the inside, then Sky Bliss and Lord Camellia on the extreme outside. 250 metres to go. Barubi Bay dashed up, hit the lead from Beverly Hills. Here comes Gallant Ruler and Fasting is driving through in the centre. Bundy Flyer's going for a split. He's rattling home. Gallant Ruler poked his nose in front. Bundy Flyer coming after Gallant Ruler. Gallant Ruler in front of Bundy Flyer as they hit the wire and the favourites won it. Gallant Ruler first. Gallant Ruler has beaten Bundy Flyer.
I think the punters were too tired to let out a cheer there. They were, I think, exhausted from gnashing their teeth as Gallant Ruler went around the track, but in the end they were all smiles. The third event, not so much all smiles here for the punters, with Ray's Sail successful. There was some backing for her to start 11-2, and it was a good training performance by Bill Calder to produce her first up. She relishes the rain-affected going. She got that yesterday with a track rated just a bit better than slow, and the small field really suited her. She was last to the home turn, but overpowered them in the straight. Ray's Sail defeating Jukebox Jury, who had every chance, well handled by Jamie Bales, and third was Bay Hunter, who battled on well after leading. This is Ray's Sail in the third.
A touch in front of Jukebox Jury. They're 3 lengths in front. Rusty Sand running third. Foolish Beat Hard ridden on the inside, and then Ray's Sail. Jukebox Jury has now popped the big question, coming after Bay Hunter. 250 metres to go. Jukebox Jury just in front of Bay Hunter. Ray's Sail is starting to make ground on the outside, then Foolish Beat and Rusty Sand. The favourites flat to the boards, Jukebox Jury. Ray's Sail coming after Jukebox Jury. She's finishing brilliantly, Ray's Sail. She grabbed Jukebox Jury and she moves away to score. Ray's Sail first, Jukebox Jury second, third Bay Hunter, then...
Well, the feature event on the Doomben card yesterday was the Burnborough Handicap over 1624 metres. On the ropes had been successful at his only 2 starts this campaign. He was expected to be a short price favourite, but bookies took a few liberties with on the ropes. He eased out to start 9-4, beautifully handled by Les Harris. He was poised just behind the speed coming to the turn. He swooped on the leaders, I suppose, about the 100-metre mark. He had a real battle to get past Ima Roman, who fought on valiantly, and third was Pinehurst, whose effort I thought was very good. He's on the way back, and I think a little bit further than the 1600 metres is going to suit Pinehurst. It was a lucky ride for Les Harris on the ropes. The stable apprentice David Kelly was given first choice of the stable runners, Persian World and on the ropes. He went for Persian World, and unfortunately for him, trainer Ben Moore decided to scratch Persian World on race morning because he felt the track would be close to heavy and relied on the ropes. Les Harris was able to take full advantage of that bad luck for David Kelly. The good news for Kelly is that he will be back on the ropes in Persian World when they venture to Sydney in March. This is the Burnborough Handicap yesterday, and the favourite on the ropes, scoring narrowly from Ima Roman.
Pulled to the outside, starting to make up ground, so is Meg's Son. On the ropes, ridden along, but getting through in the middle. Then Royal Samurai and King Show with Delissa. Ima Roman sprinted up to Pinehurst, 300 metres out. Ima Roman takes the lead from Pinehurst. On the ropes, into the clear, is finishing gamely on the outside. Then Mendham Lad and Royal Samurai. Ima Roman in front. Here comes on the ropes. On the ropes is Fly on the outside. He's grabbing Ima Roman and Pinehurst. On the ropes, just in front, they hit it and he's won. On the ropes, just beat Ima Roman. Pinehurst probably third in front of Royal.
On the ropes successful. I think we should take a second here to compliment trainer Ben Moore, who's done a remarkable job with on the ropes. The horse was badly affected by virus 2 campaigns back, and it didn't appear as though he was going to reach the heights which Moore had hoped. But last campaign he was very good. Now this is the slow-mo. Watch the determination of on the ropes. Most of the hemisphere breed have got this tray. They really go to the line strongly. Ima Roman in front, on the ropes claiming him. Both Ima Roman and Pinehurst fought back valiantly on the inside, and the winning rider Les Harris admitted later that he wouldn't have liked to have seen it another 50 metres or so. Both those place getters were really not going to concede defeat willingly. 7th event from Doomben yesterday was the Mercury Novice, and it went to Defalace, giving Les Harris another win. Harris in grand form yesterday. Defalace had not really shown outstanding form on rain-affected tracks, but he went to the post generously yesterday. The favourite Ruling Wind, I thought, very disappointing. He was expected to shine in the soft going. He was about midfield coming to the turn. I thought particularly disappointing in the straight. In fact, he showed no fight at all. This is the 7th event, the final leg of the Doomben TAB treble.
through Grand, and last of all, Delegate Road, straightening up 350 metres out. Proud Valley straightens for home about 2 lengths in front of Defilace. Michelet next on the inside, then Ben Barney. Ruling Wind hooked to the extreme outside, and then Brahms Bow. 200 metres to go. Proud Valley still the leader. Ben Barney's coming after him on the outside, then Michelet and Defilace. Proud Valley's just in front. Defilace in the centre, driving at him hard. Ben Barney starting to struggle, then Michelet. Defilace grabbed the lead from Proud Valley right on the line, and he's got up to score. Defilace first. Second home was Proud Valley. Tight for third, Ben Barney or Michelet.
On now to the action from Sydney yesterday. The meeting was at Rose Hill. I think we should mention the performance of Dalkari to take out the third. He was a relatively cheap buy as a yearling, $9,500, but certainly worth many times that amount now. And I think he's a youngster we're going to hear a lot of. First leg of the Rose Hill treble went to Christmas Tree, who's being aimed at the big sprints in Melbourne. And already the Sydney people are claiming that he could sweep all before him in Melbourne. Well, I've got some news for them, because Snippets is going down there, and I think that he's going to be a very short-priced favourite to make a clean sweep of the Melbourne sprints. Despite that, Christmas Tree was impressive yesterday. The opposition is only moderate. Mick Dittman had him travelling smoothly in a prominent place at the home turn, and once he shook him up in the straight, Christmas Tree really got into the groove. You notice his very fluent action as he stretches away to score by many lengths. Mick Dittman and Christmas Tree.
Tree as Mick has a quick peep over the left shoulder is 2 lengths Plum Sure and Dollar Sterling, and Christmas Tree safely holding its rivals at the moment. Dollar Sterling second, then Plum Sure and Lucky Rats. Atari runs home well, but Christmas Tree is much too classy for these. Holding second is Dollar Sterling, and I Wish has run third, but Christmas Tree's one. It
was the first leg of the Sydney treble. The middle pin went to Grillette, continuing a successful comeback for senior jockey Chris William, who was driving hire cars late last.
And then Sem Star and Grillette at the 250, and Canada leads a half-length. China Garden, Yoy and Gamble, and now Grillette given plenty of galloping room, finishing on 175 to go. Here's Grillette after Canada, and between them China Garden, Canada, China Garden. Grillette is coming fast on the outside. He's got to get up and win. Yes, he's made it in the nick of time, Grillette. Grillette narrowly from China Garden.
Another easy one for Mick Dittman.
Track record's gone up to fourth, and then Pleasant Express. Oh, there's a bad fall. There's a bad fall. We'll tell you about it later as they come around the home corner. And the leader is Country Club. Schofield in second place, followed by Track Record on the inside, and then Pleasant Express as they come past the 350 metres. And Country Club zipped away here about 3 lengths. Regiment right down the outside is moving into second place, followed by Pleasant Express. But Country Club leads by a big margin at the 100. He's got this all parcelled up. Country Club streaks away from Regiment and Track Record, and that's the way they'll probably finish. Yep, it's Country Club winning 6 lengths. Second is Regiment, and the third on the inside, Track Record, and then came...
We'll show you that fall approaching the home turn. We've got a slow-mo now of that, and you'll see Sudden Flash, who was beautifully poised, running third on the fence. Just appeared to either clip the heels of another runner or perhaps crossed his legs just there. Sudden Flash in the white colours, and you'll notice apprentice Richard Ryan gets a very heavy tumble. And Sudden Flash, bang, down he goes, over the top goes Ryan, and he actually hits the movable rail. And he was later taken to hospital with multiple bruising, not surprisingly, and there were some fears that he may have fractured a jaw, and x-rays overnight should confirm that or otherwise. But a very fortunate incident in some ways that young Ryan wasn't very, very seriously injured. Unfortunately, Sudden Flash sustained a nasty cut on the off shoulder and is expected to be out of action for some time. We'll switch now to Melbourne, and it was Flemington yesterday, and the punters were really lamenting after the first leg of the treble. I think most of them were knocked out of business in one go with the success of Cordelia, who really showed great tenacity in the straight. On a couple of occasions it appeared the 50 to 1 pop was in some bother, but on the line he safely held the very heavily backed Pure Chic, who firmed from 3 to 1 into start 2 to 1 under an avalanche of big bets. Pure Chic, about the 100-metre mark, looks certain to pick up Cordelia. On the line was a pretty decisive one to the outsider.
Starting to wear them down on a long gap to Martian Sun. It's Pure Shake going well, moving up the Cordelia and My Day with 250 to go. Nothing much between them. It's still Cordelia probably just in front. My Day's beaten Pure Shake, coming at Cordelia with 100 to go. It's Cordelia still in front. Pure Shake won't go to the line. Cordelia still in front. It's going to win. Cordelia wins from Pure Shake, about 5 lengths away third. Well,
there was tremendous interest in the Flemington meeting yesterday. Most of it centred around the appearance of the imported newcomer Bonhomie from the Colin Hayes stable. Michael Clark elected to ride Bonhomie. but few really expected him to shine at this stage of his preparation towards the Australian Cup. And he really impressed Clark with the way he went to the post. In fact, he regards him as a more brilliant horse than At Talak, who you will recall won the Melbourne Cup. And I guess by that he means that the horse has a little bit more turn of speed, which allowed him to score here over 1,400 metres in the Manifold Stakes. Bonhomie, it's a lovely run-up on the inside. It was a classic Clark ride, and he comfortably held off a late burst from Island Spy, who caught the eye with a finishing burst. He's the widest runner as they go towards the line, and I think he might be one to follow. Third was Foamy Ocean and Imprimatur, who battled on pretty well, but an eye-catching debut in Australia for Bonhomie.
The moment, then Real Purpose. Cossack Warrior under the whip, coming with too late, I'd say, with Island Spy. It's getting to the front, Imprimatur. Bonhomie going for the rails run. Clark driving it through. Foamy Ocean out wide and Imprimatur still there. Bonhomie on the inside. Foamy Ocean and Island Spy. Bonhomie's got to the lead and the English horses won it. Bonhomie and neck to Island Spy.
I think the surprise there for most people was the fact the time for the 1,400 metres was very, very good. Only 1.1 outside Placid Arc's blistering track record, and that augurs very well for Bonhomie, who's being set for the Australian Cup, another challenger for Vo Rogue, and that's going to be run on March the 14th and worth $501,000 this year, so competition is going to be very, very tough for the Premier Weight for Age event. Final leg of the Flemington treble, and an easy one for Tennessee Vane. A beautiful ride by Greg Hall. The filly had one barrier. Hall was able to take full...
In Wonderland's hung out. Tennessee Vane's got the best run you've ever seen on the inside and has gone through to hit the front. Tennessee Vane took the lead at the 300. From In Wonderland, Golden Unicorn, hard-ridden from Ginger, and there followed by Under a Cloud. He's given Tennessee Vane a crack with the whip. It's drawn away a length in front. In Wonderland fighting back, and then Solar Rain. But Tennessee Vane with that dream run, and Hall rides it to the post, hands and heels. It wins it. Tennessee Vane a length to win one.
I think he's a chance to go through the final stages, and we've got Savoy Truffle now taking over from Rough Mate. And if you could get it 100 to 1 on here, you would have been robbing the bookie. Mick Pelling goes for the whip. Savoy Truffle draws clear of Rough Mate, but have a look at the horse in the hood, Vu Aura. Now he's a good 2 lengths off Savoy Truffle as they get near the wire. Now he's a good length and a half, and he gradually starts to make ground. And watch the last 50 metres, he just rockets over the top of Savoy Truffle. Now whether Vu Aura actually took off at that stage or Savoy Truffle was stopping, probably a little bit of both, but Savoy Truffle, disappointment there as a heavily backed favourite. I think the punters who lined up to force him into 9-4 favouritism were heading towards the ring when they heard the scream go up from PA caller Wayne Wilson, and it was a long head at the finish. I think at another stride it would have been a length and a half, so a disappointing effort there from Savoy Truffle. Down to the racing highlights from Sydney yesterday. The first leg of the Sydney treble went to the Canberra trained Here's the Point. This is a good performance. It's Here's the Point in second place at this stage and landing a big plunge here. 8's in to start 4 to 1.
On the widest runner next is Special Finish, then Cabaret Dancer. 250 to go. Here's the Point taken on by Lanyard. They've burnt off Mother Duck, Sinclair behind them, and then Glimpse of Heaven and Soda Springs. Here's the Point and Lanyard stride for stride. Here's the Point ahead in front of Lanyard, and then Sinclair, but the Canberra horse in front. Jar is flying, but here's the Point, will win it.
As I said, some big bets landed there. Here's the Point firming from 8 to 1 into start 4 to 1. At Sea was successful, and Neil Williams picked up a lucky last-minute mount here. Regular rider Darren Beeman lost an appeal to the AJC committee on Friday. Neil didn't actually know until just before lunch yesterday that he had been approached to ride At Sea. He made every post a winner, and you'll see the great courage of this outstanding weight for age performer when he holds off High Regard, who had plenty of time to run him down. Now, they're the first two here, and they have a great struggle.
And then Periscope looking for the run. At the 250, Williams goes for At Sea. High Regard on the outside, pressuring At Sea strongly. High Regard and At Sea have kicked from Periscope, getting into the open. At Sea fighting back on the inside. He's drawn a half length now. Oh, he's too good, the big chestnut At Sea.
He was much too good at sea. In fact, Neil Williams was so impressed with the performance over 1,400 metres, he went on record as saying he thinks At Sea could handle 1,600. I've got my doubts. The final leg of the Sydney treble, and no joy for Williams here. He was beaten on the Queenslander Don't Play. The winner here, Dream Faith, ridden by Mick Dittman. Now, Dream Faith getting a dream run right up on the inside in those dark red colours.
3D Pleasant Express the rails, and then Stimulus and Don't Play. At the 250, Weight and Gold's History and Dittman are dashed. Dream Faith for the lead. Dream Faith a length on Don't Play, who's about 6 off the rails. Don't Play and then Williams come after Dream Faith, L. Dittman. Dream Faith, by golly, Mick Strong. He's getting everything out of Dream Dream Faith, and it'll win.
Well, Dream Faith held Don't Play in the last 100 metres. I think Don't Play just petered a little on his run. It was only his second after a break. I think he will improve. We'll show you the slow-mo now of the final stages, and you'll notice just inside the 200, it appeared as though Don't Play was going to pick up Dream Faith, who's under hands and heels riding from Dittman. Now, Don't Play really starting to wind up. Williams goes for the whip. He's the horse with that hood on and the distinctive white blaze on the head, and he's probably a length and a half away from Dream Faith at this stage. But he's coming so quickly, it looked as though he was going to overhaul Dream Faith. You'll notice in those final few strides, Dream Faith was starting to hold him again near the line. And I think he'll be very hard to beat at his next run down there. Don't Play. He's an exciting three-year-old, and I think he's going to pick up one of the big autumn races in Sydney, and then he's going to come back, of course, and be set for the Winter Carnival. We're going to take a break now in Sports World and a run here on Havelock's Pride. He takes over about the 200 metres and ridden right out.
They were followed further back then by Iskra trying to get out from Lygon Arms and Retainer. Havelock's Pride looks to be bolting down the outside. He lets him go now and he's charged to the lead. Havelock's Pride from Karpstad, then Iskra, Lygon Arms. Havelock's Pride just in front. He's not now, he's coming away from Karpstad and Lygon Arms, and Havelock's Pride's going to trot in. Scores by a length to Karpstad.
Fifth event was the Orr Stakes, run at weight for age. I don't think it would have mattered if Vo Rogue had run at catch weights and he'd carried an extra 3 or 4 stone, because he was just clearly too good for the opposition yesterday. There was some thought that Roman Artist would pressure him. He couldn't get near him, and Vo Rogue kicks here at the home turn, and he had the race in his keeping here at the 400 metres.
Vo Rogue shot 4 in front. Groucho and Military Plume together second, followed then by King Phoenix under the whip. He's gone for the whip on Vo Rogue, but they're not making any ground on him. 200 to go. Vo Rogue's got it. One, he's walked in. Vic Rail's got this horse fit. Vo Rogue's now 6 in front of King Phoenix, running up the second with Groucho and then Military Plume. Vo Rogue's won by 5 lengths to King Phoenix.
Vo Rogue might be fit, but so too is Rancho Ruler, who waltzed away with the final leg of the Sandown treble, and he's going to be set now for the Lightning Handicap. He's going to be a worthy rival for Snippets. He breezes away to score by 9 lengths.
Followed by Park Express and then Stable Gossip running on. Rancho Ruler's a mile in front of the 200, about 6 lengths in front. In second placing is Testimony Proven, Valor and Park Express, but this is going to win by a street. The biggest win of the day. Rancho Ruler's 8 lengths in front near the line and ridden out hands and heels. Rancho Ruler won by 8 lengths. Testimony kept going, might have just lasted to run second.
Cakewalk there for Rancho Ruler. First leg of the Doomben treble yesterday went to Cool Card, who was patiently handled by Chris Muntz. He was inclined to duck in a little bit in the straight, so much so that the connections of second place getter Proud Valley launched a protest. It was quickly dismissed. Now, Cool Card's in the white colours with the red cap. You can see him, even at this stage, tendency to duck in.
Plenty of ground. He wants to duck in a little bit. Cool Card, he straightens him up and pulls the whip on him, and he's coming after these leaders, and he's going like a winner. Cool Card, he wants to duck in again. Proud Valley tightened up there. It's Cool Card just in front. He wants to run about all over the track, but he's too strong in the run to the line. Cool Card first, Proud Valley second, Just Aussie third.
The Spirit of Capricorn Quality, a $20,000 race for the 2-year-olds, was expected to be an easy one for Bullock, who was resuming. Well, he was very disappointing. He finished 5th. He was very tired in the straight. He shares the lead with the eventual winner, Seacoin, as they turn for home, but gives up very quickly.
Bullock, there's nothing there. Seacoin dashed away from Bullock, leads him 3 or 4 lengths. Bullock in second place, then King's Love and Silver Solitaire, but Seacoin has dropped them right off and did a big boil over. Seacoin is streaking away from King's Love and Bullock in the run to the line, and Seacoin wins by 6 lengths. King's Love second, third Home River Drive, fourth Breaker's Fee.
There's life in the old boy yet. Tiny's Glow, an 8-year-old from the New England area, showed the City Slickers a thing or two in the flying. The third leg of the Doomben treble, he led throughout. Pretty tight at the finish, with Gold Jade putting plenty of pressure on him, but Tiny's Glow is just a shade too good. Persian World didn't have a lot of luck in finishing 4th.
Start, and he's under pressure. El Shadadi down the outside coming into it. They've got 100 metres to go. Gold Jade takes the lead from Tiny's Glow, who's boxing on. Tiny's Glow and Gold Jade, they're fighting it out. Tiny's Glow, Gold Jade, they're going to the wire. They hit it. Little between them. Gold Jade the outside, or Tiny's Glow.
Plenty of good performances at Doomben yesterday, including Star of Luskin, who took out the second. But my horse to follow from the meeting was Diver's Delight, a stablemate of Star of Luskin. She was unlucky in finishing second in the opening event. We'll show you the way she went to the line strongly once she did get into the clear. Now, the eventual winner, Our Blarney Girl in the green colours, had reached the lead as they get inside the 200 metres. But here's Diver's Delight now starting to wind up on the outside in the blue and yellow colours, and she takes a good length and a half away from the winner in the final 150 metres. Our Blarney Girl was well handled by Les Harris. just holding off Diver's Delight. And I think next start over perhaps a little further than the 1350 metres, and that mare's going to take short odds. Now, we're going to show you Vogue performance at Flemington yesterday. He won the Blamey Stakes, and looking at the first 400 metres, I thought he might have gone out a little bit hard, but it was obvious at coming to the home turn that he had the race safely in his keeping, and the time just super. The opposition would just run ragged. They were, I think, off the bit as far as 1,200 metres from home, and they just couldn't possibly sustain the effort and make up the leeway on Vogue. And you'll notice in the straight that Cyril Small actually has a couple of cheeky little looks over his shoulder. He doesn't go for the whip at all.
Further back is Drought, 400 to go. Vogue by 5 lengths. In second place, Bonomi, followed by Imprimatur, then King Phoenix under the whip. Oh, Cyril had a peep over the shoulder and said, "Where are you, fellas?" Vogue, he's still 6 in front. He rides him along now. He's got it 1. What an exciting horse this is. Vogue's 6 lengths in front of Bonomi, King Phoenix and Cossack Warrior. Vogue has won by 7 lengths. Bonomi second. Cossack...
We can compare that performance now with the effort of Bone Crusher, who resumed yesterday in New Zealand at Dunedin. The opposition not rated very highly, but you can see he really has to pull out those giant strides we know he can in the final stages to score. Bone Crusher was prominent. He's about 4th or 5th at this stage. It's a real struggle for him to get home.
Followed then by San Vito at the head of the others with Blimey, and dropped out Mr. Winks and Kiss Me Kate. Compact field, 8 lengths covering the lot of them as it heads up for home. And Night Invader's the leader, now being joined by Rabinski, and here comes Bone Crusher at them down the outside with 250 go. Rabinski in front and Bone Crusher coming at him quickly down the outside. These two, they've slipped away from 6 million, and Bone Crusher, Rabinski not giving in on the inside. He's got half a length on Bone Crusher. Rabinski's going to, oh, it's very, very close. They go to the line. Yes, you beauty. He's just made it by a whisker.
You beauty, all right. Bone Crusher was home, the Kiwis' delight. But that's what great horses are all about, knowing where the winning post was really there. And Bone Crusher looked beaten, but he was able to just drag something out. Well, at Doomben yesterday, we had a very heavy track to contend with. It certainly didn't worry Newcastle-based Wayne Harris, who made a special trip to Brisbane yesterday. He took the riding honours with a winning double, and he was quickly into stride, taking out the first leg of the Doomben treble on Nippy Star, who was slowly away, was subsequently found. As Harris reported, his barrier was slow to open. So this is a good performance by the Warwick-trained Nippy Star, who threatened to get through the classes pretty quickly early in his career. He's taken some time to find his best form, but on yesterday's effort, I think he'll go on and score in better company. This is Nippy Star taking out the third.
Glentone, Nippy Star, then Monarch Lad and Chip and Putt. Onto the first bend, 750 metres out. Proud Valley, the centre, leads narrowly. It's Proud Valley, a neck in front of Brahms Bow, going up 3 deep. Demeanor Rosa booting up along the inside to make a line at 3, then quick payout. Cleveland Star, Core Boy just behind them. Core Boy's on the inside, then Astral Way and Busk about 5 wide. Then Fiery Crest, well back in the field, Nippy Star, but starting to go forward. Further back, Glentone, Chip and Putt and Monarch Lad. As they straighten up, 350 metres to go. Brahms Bow and Proud Valley. Proud Valley has the inside. They're together, they're a length in front of Cleveland Star and Astral Way joining in quickly on the outside. Core Boy just behind them, then Nippy Star and Chip and Putt putting in a big run. Astral Way sweeping up to those leaders, takes the lead. Here's Chip and Putt and Nippy Star on the outside flying home. Astral Way just in front. Nippy Star's got the run in the middle now. He's burst through, he's grabbed them. Nippy Star burst away from Astral Way and Chip and Putt. Nippy Star scores. Nippy Star...
Well, Harris was successful also in the 5th event on Persian World. It was rated by Connections as a bit of a duffer on wet tracks. Well, certainly he adapted well to yesterday's conditions. Wayne Harris reported that he dipped a couple of times from the 800-metre mark, but he was still too good for Some Charm and Good Luck Lady.
The outside of Good Luck Lady. Still no speed on as they come down the side, 650 metres to go. Pinehurst about to be joined by Proper Job on the outside. Persian World has got the drop on them. He's a length and a half away third. One to Ben Bulbin. A bit more pressure on now. Then Some Charm and Good Luck Lady. Onto the home turn, 450 metres to go. Pinehurst will straighten up about a neck in front of Proper Job on the outside. Persian World is sitting there pretty at the moment. Harris bringing him to the outside to put in his claim, and Some Charm running on gamely. Proper Job loomed up, took the lead from Pinehurst, but Persian World grabbed them in a stride, and here's Some Charm. Some Charm coming after Persian World. Harris goes for the whip on Persian World just in front of Some Charm. Some Charm trying hard to catch Persian World. Persian World's fighting on. He's going to hold Some Charm. Persian World in front of Some Charm as they hit the wire. Persian World by a neck. Some Charm.
Persian World is now going to be set for some of the bigger races during the Sydney Autumn Carnival, and I think over 1,600 metres, his pet distance, he's going to acquit himself well in the south. Seventh event from Doomben yesterday went to Westbrook Way, trained now at Murwillumbah by Barry Butler, and boy doesn't he relish the soft conditions. He was always in command out in front, and he burnt away in the straight to score by 5 lengths from Eldonell.
Hunter's well back, second last, and then So Easy to See coming to the home turn, 400 metres out. Westbrook Way will straighten up a half length in front of Starry Load. Arbalest dropped back as they straighten up. Eldonell to the outside. Killy Moon pulled out wide, and then King of the Galaxy, but Westbrook Way is still nicely cleared, 250 metres out. He's kicked away from them. Westbrook Way 3 lengths in front. Starry Load second. Eldonell running third, then Arbalest and Rio Brave making up ground, but Westbrook Way, he shoots away with 100 metres to go, and he's killing them in the run to the post. Eldonell in second place, and then Rio Brave, but Westbrook Way has won by 6 lengths.
Well, as you could see, it was a bit damp underfoot at Doomben, but at least the sun was peeping through. Not so in Sydney at Rose Hill. The rain pelted down during the afternoon, so much so that they called the meeting off after the first 4 events. Well, the third, we want to show you a very promising filly here from the Bart Cummings stable, Volterra, a Bletchingley filly making her debut yesterday, and she is a very, very smart filly. She's going to be set for the Golden Slipper Stakes, a race her damn century missed one in 1979. A very good filly from the Bart Cummings stable, Volterra.
Around the corner, Mithra takes up the running. Second placing on the outside, Pink Champers again heading Mithra. And Volterra looks a big danger on the outside. And the jock looks very confident, Johnny Marshall. And Volterra swept to the lead. 200 to go. This will win by a minute, Volterra. By Bletchingley from a Golden Slipper win, a century misser. And does it like the wet. It's 6 lengths in front from Pink Champers. And then comes Kazan. But Volterra, a very impressive debut. Volterra wins at 6.5 lengths on the line.
A case of Wong was white when Wong took out the 4th event at Rose Hill yesterday. Shared the lead with Lynn's Love to the home turn and just ploughed through the mud to be too strong for the opposition. This is Wong, who's been very underrated. Now he's clear at this stage. Lynn's Love, the Queenslander second, starting to labour, and most of the others are very, very weary.
2 lengths to Francet, then Dancing Report and Swift Cheval. Approaching the 200, and the rider Sylvester gave Wong a couple of cracks with the whip. It's 2.5 lengths clear. Lynn's Love making no headway. Neither is Tap the Till or Francet, and Wong, he's a real mudlark, this fella. And Wong, resuming from a spell, has got a big lead. He's in no danger. Now on the outside, running home well, Full Page to get second, but Wong is absolutely bolted.
The favourite Flotilla took out the Australian Guineas race 4 from Flemington yesterday. It was a bit of a struggle. It was only the last 50 metres that Flotilla was able to get the measure of Sky Chase. The filly Tennessee Vane, ridden by Ken Russell, was pretty disappointing. She started to feel the pinch coming to the home turn and dropped out to tail in the field. But Flotilla is an outstanding 3-year-old, just a little too strong for Sky Chase.
In second place, Flotilla's answering the whip now. Spacecraft clear, however, from Sky Chase. Flotilla under the whip, trying hard. Sky Chase has got to the leader. Flotilla, it might beat them yet. Sky Chase has taken the lead. Flotilla wearing them down. All throwing everything at it. It's going to win. Oh, Kingston Town performance, that Flotilla. It's won by a neck from Sky.
Well, I don't think it was quite a Kingston Town performance, but one full of courage from Flotilla. A very special performance from a very special mare called Special in the Lightning Handicap at Flemington yesterday. She broke the course record, 55.5, and was just too good for Snippets.
Grabbed them with Special coming at them. Christmas Tree trying to get through, can't, and then Campaign King, but Special has gone to the lead with Snippets with 100 to go. Special's doing better. Drew a length and a half clear, and it's a bit of a boil over. Special's drawing away and has won it easily. A length and a half to Snippets. Third might have been Red Elva, just in front of Campaign King.
Some big bets landed when Greg Hall wrapped up a winning treble in the 7th from Flemington on Crush, who was heavily backed, 7-2 into touch, 5-2 at one stage, and this good 3-year-old from the John Marr stable came with a well-timed burst in the straight to be too good for Foamy Ocean.
The whip on Testimony, Foamy Ocean's taken the lead. Here's Call Me the Breezer now, Crush down the outside, starting to come home strongly. Crush is motoring up to the leaders, Foamy Ocean in front. Crush given a crack with the whippers, tackling it. Foamy Ocean the leader. Crush has raced to within a neck of it, is finishing the better, and Crush is going to win. Crush, a treble to Hall, wins a half-length. Foamy Ocean, Testimony a game third.
Yes, it was a treble to Greg Hall. He's in superb form at the moment and probably the form jockey in Australia. Well, we've got a horse to follow from the Doomben meeting yesterday. It came up in race 2, and it was Rani, who was well back coming towards the home turn, but this former Sydney mare flew home in the straight, and I think next start, over a little bit more distance, Rani is going to score. Now, she's still out of cam range. Nest coming in now, the mare with the white sleeves and the red colours. She's 5 or 6 lengths off the winner, Big Serve, but watch these last 50 metres or so. Rani just surges home, and this performance to make up probably 10 links in the straight certainly marks her as one to follow. I think Eagle Farm and around about 1,600 metres is really going to suit. That's our racing segment this morning. We've got meetings at Eagle Farm on Tuesday, Bundamba on Wednesday. There's some host of giveaways up there. And next 9.5, the time was good. He's getting a bit weary at the end, but I think after a break he's going to come back a little stronger. Get straight into the Eagle Farm treble highlights. First leg went to Zorba Road, who led throughout.
He's still going okay, 300 metres out. He's a length in front of Rimlad. So Silver Scorpio third on the outside, and then Corboy and Channel Light. Zorba Road still the leader, 100 yards to go. Rimlad starting to cut him down now. Zorba Road's just in front of Rimlad. Zorba Road hanging on. Rimlad driving at him the last little bit. He can't catch him. Zorba Road first. Zorba Road beat Rimlad.
Lovely ride by top apprentice Wayne Bryant. Victory to What a Wonder in the middle leg. She was about midfield coming towards the turn, but got a lovely run up along the inside. Once she got into the clear in the straight, she went on with the job very strongly. Stormy Glynis, I thought, did a good job to finish second, and also the third place getter there, who was, whose name, Rough Mate, he battled on well. After being challenged in the lead, in the middle part, he was leading comfortably. He was put under a lot of pressure about the 700 metre mark, and I thought he fought on very well. This is the middle leg of the Eagle Farm treble.
We get on the inside just in front of So This Is Love. They're clear of Open the Gate, who's running on gamely now. Stormy Glynis down the outside, then Capro Khan. What a Wonder coming through in the centre and coming home quickly as well. What a Wonder dashed up to them, hit the lead. Stormy Glynis and Open the Gate on the outside. What a Wonder just in front. Stormy Glynis, she's ducking in badly. Rough Mate's kicking it on the inside, but What a Wonder's in front as they hit the wire. What a Wonder first, tight second and third.
Surprise result in the third leg of the Eagle Farm treble, with Granite leading throughout. He was a failure at his previous run at Doomben, but he loves to get his own way out in front. Les Harris rated him beautifully. He held off Cedar Boy and Divers Delight, who ran on strongly.
300 metres to go. Granite still the leader, a length in front of Tall Silver. Defilace, Midnight Curfew and Divers Delight on the outside. They haven't caught Granite yet. Granite's still 2 lengths in front. Divers Delight on the extreme outside with Tall Silver. It's Granite in front, holding them close to the wire. Granite's too good. Granite first. Tight second and third. They're stretched right across the track.
It was Hobartville Stakes Day at Warwick Farm in Sydney, and the first leg of the treble down there went to Devious Lady, who had a big break as they turned for home. She was starting to paddle in the last 100 metres, but managed to hold off Flying Gypsy.
At the 200, and Devious Lady, can she keep going? She's 4 lengths on Sister Calder, Flying Gypsy, Rossellini. Still Devious Lady shows the way. They're not going to get to Devious Lady, I feel. Flying Gypsy flies too late. Devious Lady. Ron Casey's tipped the winner of his own race.
Good on you, Ron. Hobartville Stakes was the fifth, and High Regard was all the rage. He was a short-priced favourite, and he did the job in first-class style. He was second to the home turn. He responded well to the whip. Stephen Jeffries giving him a couple of cracks here, and he spurts away. Bo Zam runs on well to get third.
Jeffries straightens him up, and the favourite shot away. And High Regard's going to win the Hobartville very easily. High Regard, 3 Park Express. Bo Zam flew for...
The third leg from Sydney, and Snowtastic from the Melbourne stable, which has been in great form of late, did the job well here, scoring from the Cloisters, who look certain to score. The Cloisters in the green colours, and Tajara made up a mountain of ground late.
Finishing down the udder, the leader is the Cloisters, 100 to go. Snowtastic coming quickly now, and then Tajara. The Cloisters grabbed by Snowtastic, and Snowtastic for the money. What an honest mare. Snowtastic's won.
Novo Rogue at Caulfield yesterday, but there were plenty of highlights. The first leg of the treble there went to Classified Lady, a very good finish, and a clever ride by experienced Pat Hyland. The horse in the blue blinkers is Classified Lady.
Princess Todman got the run with Classified Lady on the outside. Classified Lady swamping them with Princess Todman the inside. Classified Lady, Princess Todman, show of flowers. The 3 of them hit the line locked together. Oh, gee, it's tight. Classified Lady.
The Snippet's beaten in the Lightning Handicap at Flemington last week, but he bounced back to take out the Oakley Plate and establish a course record time here. Under plenty of pressure here from Rancho Ruler. Once Peter Cook gets busy, Snippets shows his class.
Holding it by about a half length, and Snippets is going to win. Snippets drawing away again near the line, wins 1 1/4 to Rancho Ruler. 4 lengths away third in Wonderland, then Dairy.
Final leg from Caulfield went to Century Judge, who also bounced back from defeat midweek as a short price favourite, and he's the horse in the blue colours, challenging Mr. Dynamite, who fought back strongly.
Century Judge on the outside, Mr. Dynamite the inside, Century Judge the outside, Century Judge just in front, he's doing the better near the line, Century Judge, and Century Judge is won by neck to Mr. Dynamite.
Got a horse to follow, comes up in Brisbane race 7. We'll show you the slow-mo here. In fact, we might get a double header, 2 horses to follow from this. The runner-up, Cedar Boy, who ran on strongly, and third place getter Diver's Delight also made up plenty of territory. We'll pick them up about the 200-metre mark, and it's granite clear, but the horses on the outside are the ones to watch. In the yellow colours with the black cap is Cedar Boy, the chestnut horse. On his outside is Diver's Delight in those yellow and blue colours. Now, Diver's Delight got a long way back in the early stages. Connections are going to try blinkers on her next time to see if she can stay a bit closer. Granite clear, Cedar Boy and Diver's Delight really taking ground away from the leader, Granite, in the last 50 metres, and I think both are going to be suited over 1,600 metres. I'm surprised I forgot the name of the horse in race 5, the leader, because I got a rough mate here right with me. Pat, back to you.
Thank you, Bart. It was an obvious line. You beat me to it by a matter of seconds. That's just about it for Sports World this morning.
Serious with the whip, away he went.
Andy Vorogue's in front. The champ from Queensland, 2 lengths in front of the 600. Cossack Warrior's gone up second. You can forget the others. Dowie's third, and a long gap King of Brooklyn and Dandy Andy. Round the turn, 400 out, Vorogue, 1 length, Cossack Warrior. 3 lengths away came Dowie. Cossack Warrior challenging Vorogue. Small at a look over the shoulder. Not far to look because Cossack Warrior's at his girth. They're both under the whip. Vorogue's in front. He's holding Cossack Warrior at bay. And Vorogue's going to do it again. You can't beat him no matter what you do. Vorogue comes away, wins by 2.5 lengths. Cossack Warrior, 3 lengths on the line.
Well, that was a performance of class and character because they really put it to him yesterday, sending out a pacemaker, Dowie, to upset him, but the Vorogue was too good. Now, the bookmakers have him at 6-4 on and Bone Crusher 3-1 for the Australian Cup, and I think that's a pretty realistic market at this stage with another fortnight or so to the big race. At Doomben yesterday, the first leg of the treble was the Colts division of the Mini Nugget, $50,000 prize money race, and it was a cakewalk for Beat the Traffic, who's now at short odds to take out the Nugget, run on March 19.
Into the straight, and here comes the favourite on the outside. He's popping in the big question. He's after these leaders, and Beat the Traffic charged up to them. Look at him go, and he hasn't released the brakes as yet. He's sitting stone still on him. Beat the Traffic charged away from them. He's 3 lengths in front of Golden Land into second place, then Brian's Kingdom, but Beat the Traffic is killing them in the run to the post. He pricks his ears right on the line, and he won under double wraps.
Very promising colt Beat the Traffic. Middle leg of the treble from Doomben went to the 20-1 pop King of the Galaxy, who I think is going to score again, and a bit better company judging on this performance. Well handled by Glenn Bossy, withstood a protest from the runner-up Nippy Star.
And then Nippy Star, he goes for the whip on Hapton Star. He's just in front of Starry Load. Starry Load fighting on gamely. Here's the danger. King of the Galaxy is swamping him on the outside. He's going home right over the top of them. Nippy Star coming after King of the Galaxy now. Hapton Star won't run a place. King of the Galaxy in front of Nippy Star as they split the line. And King
the third event for the 2-year-olds at Doomben yesterday was race 7. It was the Elders handicap, and this was regarded as a clash between Let Me Dance, C Coin and Prince Regent. It was Let Me Dance with a late lunge, just getting the nod over C Coin. Prince Regent fourth and not disgraced.
About 6 lengths, 200 metres to go. William snuck a look over the shoulder. C Coin the leader, but they're starting to run him down now. He's paddling the favourite. Let Me Dance is flying on the outside with Bold Goddess. Williams goes for the whip. He's gone, I think. Let Me Dance coming at him. Let Me Dance grabs C Coin. Boy, it's close on the wire. Let Me Dance.
Well, it was close, a tremendous finish there. And we'll show you the slow-mo of the final stages. And this filly, Let Me Dance, really does her best work in the final stages. Each of her runs, or 2 of the 3 anyway, when she's been successful, she's really surged home. Now, C Coin's clear. The favourite looks set for victory. But you'll notice Neil Williams soon after this gets really desperate with the whip. And on the outside, it's Let Me Dance. And in the middle is Bold Goddess, who ran a nice race. Prince Regent fourth. Watch these last few strides, and Let Me Dance really lunges and just gets the nod over C Coin, who wasn't disgraced. He had to do a fair bit of work early, and I think Let Me Dance is going to be very hard to beat in the Coca-Cola Stakes in a fortnight. Warwick Farm was the venue for Sydney racing yesterday, and plenty of Queensland cheers went up when Breakfast Creek took out the first leg of the treble down there. A mighty training performance by Danny Duke to produce Breakfast Creek first up. He ran blistering time. Should be some improvement in him, and I think he's going to be very hard to beat in the Galaxy Stakes now. Breakfast Creek clear as they straighten. You'll notice Doug Messingham eases him down over the final stages, and he still ran slick time.
1.5 Merry Ruler Royal Reel, then Dancing Report. Breakfast Creek 200 to go. He's 1.5 lengths on New Atlantis holding him, and then Royal Reel, but Breakfast Creek is in no danger. Breakfast Creek, in fact, is coming away from New Atlantis and Royal Reel, then Scintilla, but what a great first up return by Breakfast Creek.
Great certainly was the first up performance by Breakfast Creek. All the way victory to Wong in the Chipping Norton, most underrated galloper Wong. He ran them ragged. I thought the performance of the runner-up Bonamy was very good. He chased out after the leader in the straight, and right on the line he was starting to take ground away from Wong again. Rajamar ran on well for third.
Very fast speed from the word go. A length and 3/4 on Bonamy. 2 away Never Quit and Hunter, and then Imprimatur, followed by Periscope and Prankster and Bozam looking to get clear. Around the corner, Wong a length clear on Bonamy, followed by Never Quit, Hunter the inside, and then Periscope, Rajamar, Bozam a minute away. Wong inside the 200 still shows the way. He's about a length and 3/4 on Bonamy. Rajamar rattling home. Wong in front from Bonamy. Rajamar the outside. They're not going to catch Wong, and Wong wins the Chipping Norton.
Some nice first-up bets landed when Judy Ann took out the Surround Stakes, race 7 from Warwick Farm. Had to weave a passage in the straight. For a couple of strides it looked as though she wasn't going to get into the clear. Now Judy Ann is the mare with the baldy face, dark colours and a red cap, spearing back towards the inside.
In front, Judy Ann gets the split now, and Lanyard down the outside. Judy Ann the inside, Bronze Empress and Lanyard 3 in line. Judy Ann the inside, she's just in front, she's coming away. Class telling, a big win. Judy Ann from Lanyard.
At Caulfield yesterday was Blue Diamond Stakes Day, but the fourth event was the first leg of the treble down there. It went to Uncle Sid, who defeated Grandiose. These two had a great struggle for about 200 metres, but over the last 50 metres or so, Uncle Sid on the outside was just a shade too strong. Now, they make their runs together. They're running about 6th or 7th in the centre of the track.
To tackle Storm Wedge from Prince Polaris. Grandiose now getting into the clear. Coming home well, and so too is Uncle Sid. Uncle Sid finishing quickly with Grandiose. Race to a credit with 100 to go. Uncle Sid on the outside put his head in front of Grandiose and a credit, and Uncle Sid is coming away. Uncle Sid a half length.
Middle pin of the treble from Melbourne was the Blue Diamond, and Greg Hall, who's been in commanding form during the summer meetings. He certainly was seen to great advantage on Zedative, who's now going to be aimed at the Golden Slipper Stakes. He's the Chestnut Horse 3 out. Watch the way he effortlessly goes to the leaders.
At the 200 and Zedative
off New Zealand.
To pray for Colleen. Vitalik getting out, starting to run home from Nanyatara. He goes for home on Zedative. He's quickly got it won. Zedative's going to win the Blue Diamond. Battle for the Miners. Vitalik a mighty run for second. A nose in front of...
It's been a while between drinks for Testimony, who's a very bold sprinter at his best. Yesterday he delivered the goods. He led throughout in the 7th event, and I think on this performance he's going to score again pretty quickly. Cameronic ran on solidly to get second, and the Fighting Jet Fighter was third.
They've got it between them, it appears. Testimony, Mouton running on with Cameronic. Testimony's beaten off Jet Fighter as they get near the line, and the top weights won the money. Testimony scores by about a length and a half. Cameronic
We've been mentioning for some weeks Greg Hall has been in sparkling form. Just a little bit of a miss yesterday in the 3rd event, the Autumn Classic, and this sparked a very noisy demonstration at Caulfield. The favourites, Flotilla and Sky Chase, both beaten out of a place in the small field, and the dawdling pace in the early and middle stages really worked against them. As they come towards the turn, they're starting to sprint, and Flotilla gets cut out.
Flotilla on the corner, Ligon Arms wide, Mr. Dynamite. Sky Chase looking for a run as they enter the straight. Spacecraft shot away from Flotilla. On the outside, Ligon Arms, Sky Chase in the middle. Flotilla got knocked over, and the leader is on the inside still is Spacecraft. Sky Chase, he's run into a pocket on it. Mr. Dynamite the outside with Ligon Arms. Mr. Dynamite's going to get up and win. Mr. Dynamite has won. Ligon Arms second. Spacecraft third.
Well, I think you can throw the form out the window from the Autumn Classic. Yesterday was a farcical pace in the early and middle part, and I guess if they had the race to have over again, Greg Hall and a couple of the others would have adopted different tactics. That's our racing segment this morning. We've got a meeting at Eagle Farm Tuesday, Bundamba on Wednesday, and it's Tattersalls Racing Day at Eagle Farm next Saturday. Back to Pat.